Holy Land lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Welcome to another installment of AI, the Somnium Files hyphen Nirvana Initiative with the wrong letters capitalized. Um, Last week was a challenge. Last week was a real challenge for me, and frankly, we're not well positioned to start this weekend of streaming. I'm not even sure if I'm physically capable of recapping what happened last week, because there was like a whole lot of like rage. So, like, on Friday, we started with trying to solve the absolutely nonsensical puzzle that, like, I have to assume makes sense in Japanese. Maybe it's like a kanji-based puzzle, where, like, the phonemes of the kanji, like, spell out, like, an actual clue. But the way it was, like, translated or localized to English was, like, these are, like, jank abbreviations that don't mean anything. This isn't a clue. This doesn't tell me what to do or where to go. The fact that all the characters have to tell me what it means, and even then it doesn't make sense, should tell you something about the quality of whatever it is you think you've designed here. But the game suggested that that Hora Inst Undiga was sufficient indicator that we should go to the Horodori Institute of Genetics and look for a secret underground passage. Which we did after like another irritating like not mini game involving kind of stealth, which only served to foreshadow what would become the worst Somnium in 2 games of Somnium Files history. But so we went underground, we found the giant like bread cutting machine, which is to say, the device that we suspect cuts people in half, even though I frankly still personally feel as though what was displayed to us is not sufficiently outside of the bounds of physical reality for everyone's assessment of how the people got cut in half. I feel like at the scenes of the crime, they're like, my god! Some science fiction laser cut this person so pristinely in half I could barely tell that there's like another part of them somewhere. And then they're like, it's basically just like a really thin wire. Just like a really, really thin wire. And I'm like, that's such a lame explanation. Like, whether or not it's plausible, it's just not good. But shortly thereafter, we did like a stupid virtual reality thing. We broke into a weird underground bunker that was beyond the room with the cutting machine. And we found like Terror's hideout, sort of. His sort of hideout. We found like a diary there. Everyone loves keeping diaries in this game. It's very helpful. It's very Troy LaValle. If you listen to the Glass Cannon podcast, he's into that sort of thing. Anytime that like something needs to be expositioned and he doesn't want the characters to just say the exposition, then like you'll kill the character and then like find a journal on their body and it'll explain everything. Of course, in this case, it didn't explain too terribly much. It gave us some insight on the timetable of events from 6 years ago, but raised some questions, like it alluded to some terror running into someone who was his destiny. And so, like, my suspicion currently is that that's Amame, because Terror had, like, a run-in with Amame, but it's not really clear. Like, the night that that was supposed to happen, he saw several of the teenage girls who are, like, hallmark to the existence of the series. And then, like, I don't, like, remember what we did after that. Like, some more stuff happened. I don't remember. How did we get to where we were going, man? There's just like so much nothing. We eventually, I think we just like did some more mostly useless investigating. Yeah, that's right. And then we found like the entirety of Nizet just like hanging out at a shrine that we just casually went to, and like we wink synced with them and like found out they were gonna fire a missile from a building, and it was gonna have like an airborne virus in it. And so like we, instead of going to stop that, we had a conversation with Tuxedo Mask, who passed out, and we synced with her, and she has the worst Somnium, the worst one. I'm hoping it's the worst one ever. I don't want it to get worse than that, because I hated that a lot. That took like half of Saturday's stream, was having a bad time. And then we had like a pretty short investigation day where like we found evidence that like someone had placed a half a body at the Misaton rooftop stage, and then someone else took it away, and then someone else brought Komeji's other half of his body up to the rooftop, and then had this like mind-boggling conversation where Aiba was suggesting that a man who died 6 years ago did something 3 days ago. And, like, I was not having it. I don't understand what they're trying to suggest, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Somewhere along the way, we ran into Ryuki, who said, like, I'm gonna catch Terror today. I have it on good authority that this, like, informant or something that I have is gonna lead me straight to him. And then, like, later that night, we found out that Kizuna had been kidnapped again on, like, the night of February 14th for the second time in 6 years. And this time, we were immediately able to track her phone to the abandoned warehouse from the end of the first game. And so we went there, we did a short quick time fight, and, like, Taro was, like, hanging out, and he's like, wah, 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 which translates roughly to, like, haha, I am the villain. Got you now, because, like, Ryuki snuck up behind us and stun gunned us. And then we, like, wink synced with him and found out that, like, hours ago, Terror had threatened to, like, destroy Tama forever if he didn't help out and, like, lure Date to the execution chamber. But, his ears were burning because Date basically kicked the door in, tranquilized Terror, and scared off Ryuki. So, now we find ourselves in a position where we're going to use the prototype sync machine that, for absolutely staggering reasons, is still active in the abandoned warehouse. And we're just going to casually sync with the serial killer, and I feel like it's not... We have, like, 2 paths forward from here. We're on, like, the precipice of narrative disaster. Either this Somnium and whatever information it provides to us is going to start putting some pieces together, or it's going to, like, interject some absolutely unhinged supposition about how reality works in this game, and it's gonna make me really mad. It's pretty much like one or the other. And I don't know where it's going. It feels like we should get some useful information by going into the mind of the killer that we're trying to track. Also kind of feels like we could just, like, put him in for real jail, because he's done a lot of crimes and owned up to them, and he's, like, basically, like, a public terrorist. Like, it shouldn't be super... Like, we at this point, we don't need to sync anymore, right? Like, we have the guy. It feels like only stupid crap can happen from this. Yeah. It's interesting, because, like, leading up to the Somnium, I felt like there have been a few hints, mind you, not, like, overt ones, that perhaps Terror is either... Well, like, I thought perhaps Terror was, like, an artificial being, but the fact that we can sync with Terror probably means that can't be true. Even though it doesn't make any sense for us to be able to connect him to the sync machine while he has that mask on, that if we remove it, he'll explode. But, like, I think there's some possibility that Terror might not be one person. I think Terror might be a collective of cultists wearing a mask at convenient times. And it's vaguely possible Shoma's involved in that. It would be kind of a similar situation to the first game, which would be a little stupid, but, like, it feels plausible. Anyway, my sister came in and resubbed. There it is, found it. Yeah, Charlie Brown adult hype. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard Terror talk. I know you've been a little in and out on this game, which I definitely, for millions of reasons, don't blame you for. But, like, I think we're all of a like mind here that this man is basically like Linus's mom or whatever. Like this guy does not speak English. His two thumbs and a skull full of useless mush. This gal. What some clarification may be needed on that. I hope you are okay. My mind is always useless mush, and it has less nutrition than mashed potatoes. Yeah, I feel pretty proud of Precipice of Narrative Disaster, but it's also my real feelings. Anyway, let's get started on the game, and we could clarify our emotional state as I... Oh, actually, speaking of emotional state, star prediction. Because last week was such a disaster, I thought it would be fun to allow people to gamble their channel points on whether this game will try to drive me insane again. And, you know, my money is on... Yeah. Like, it's gonna be a bad time for me, because I can't imagine sinking with terror yielding anything other than, like, a what are you talking about? Oof, that doesn't sound good. Putting hands on your head in meetings to keep ideas from falling out. I feel like I've been surprisingly close to that without probably being in the situation that you are in. Okay, so last time it wouldn't let us save until we were in the Somnium. So this is the first line of text. In the Somnium, we are currently inside of Terror's dreams. Terror being the serial killer who keeps cutting people in half with the giant bread cutter. I have some additional theories I don't want to spend all day recapping, but like I don't think any of them are gonna matter because I feel like this game is just gonna descend rapidly into chaos. I mean, just the fact that like, it doesn't bother me that Ryuki betrayed us. Like, he's been in a questionable mental state for 6 years, although the way they portray that is on and off not great. But like, I get that, I respect that, I relate to that. But it happens really quickly, and I feel like he would struggle with it more. There's a couple textures around here. So where am I? We're in Terror's dream.
Who am I?
You're my slave.
Yes, I am your knave, your jester.
Did somebody say node?
What would you be without me? You are just some twin-tailed girl with glasses.
I don't have glasses. My vision is 1.5 in my right eye and 20.5 in my left.
1.5? 1.5? Does she need a monocle?
Thanks to me.
Oh, back to normal. Let's go, knave.
Got it. Somnium scan, activate.
I have such a bad feeling about this. I mean, if she needs glasses, she would need a fake lens for Iba's eye, or like, she would need like a negative corrective lens on that eye. Oh, the bubble. It's the... Okay. The computer seems like an obvious one. The computer seems like an obvious one. The computer, that seems like a obvious one. The bubble is, the prisoner? Has anyone ever seen the prisoner? Oh, that symbol looks familiar. Has anyone ever seen this? Does this hand gesture mean anything to anyone? No? Is that just me? Never mind. Non-entity incognito. That sounds like something you would say before doing a special move in Eternal Sonata. Uncover the hidden truth of the Iron Mask. It's Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Actually, you know what? If it turned out that Terror was Leonardo DiCaprio, I would ignore, like, literally all the other faults of this game. I'd just be like, you win. You got me. Terror seems to know something about the... I'm sorry, what? Terror seems to know something about the HB case? About the case where he killed, like, 5 people? I would hope that Terror... Oh, we're already so close to my resolve being tested, and, like, the duration hasn't even lapsed. Terror seems to know something about the case where he murdered 5 people? I can't be alone in thinking that's an absurd statement. I mean, clearly this seems to hint preemptively that we're gonna learn that, like, this isn't really terror, or that something terror is Linus's mom, or whatever. Nico says, I've seen people have very little faith in Vasco saying sane. Is it that people don't have faith in me, or is it that people have rightly come to understand that this game is not placing a premium on making any kind of sense? Uncover the hidden truth behind the Iron Mask. It's Leonardo DiCaprio. We know this. I can
only interact with the sphere.
Well, that's weird because that was like mental lock number 4.
That looks dangerous. Careful, Knave.
Understood. By the way, how long are we going to keep that up?
Unclear. Oh, hang on. Let's talk to the pocket receptionist real quick. Alright, we've already been asked this one. I didn't set aside time to figure out who should be the new eyeballing, or to make that happen. You can let me know what you think. We'll sort that out. Last time I think we said casino. What about horse race? I like riding more than watching. I like riding horses. I think a stroke may have occurred in the middle there. Okay, great. I like the like maximum adult age Tamagotchi because I don't have to care what answer I give. Alright, well, I guess I better... Yeah, that's the only thing I can interact with. I guess I better touch the sphere.
What is this?
Have you ever seen The Prisoner? It makes more sense if you've seen The Prisoner.
Maybe there's something hidden inside. Can you touch it?
Does it have a face?
It is cold to the touch.
I have consistency questions about what Aiba can and cannot feel. She got, like, kind of mad in the first game when, like, Date insinuated she could smell something. And then, like, Thomas smelled something in this game, and now, like, Aiba can tell that the sphere is cold. Doshin says, Vasco, thanks for screaming today. Yeah, we'll get there. This is me in a nutshell. Help, I'm in a nutshell. How did I get in such a ridiculously large nutshell? Yeah, that's a for real typo.
Help me!
So this, who is that voice? I don't know that I actually recognize that voice. It's muffled and whatever. I think that's actually Austin Powers 1, I think. It's been a minute. But, like, I think that's the first one. 'Cause I think he's talking to Elizabeth Hurley. Key number 1, Terror Blank, almost to the point of being Anne Blank.
That voice was...
We need more information.
Did that turn on the computer?
Mizuki, that PC is on.
I forgot that there was an upstairs computer. Or was there? When we were there, we could only access a downstairs computer. Were there always 2 computers? Are these anything? I want to say those might be assets from a different Uchikoshi game, but I can't quite place them, and I feel dumb.
R enter on the display.
I believe it says renter, and formatting is lost to this game.
R? What do you think that means?
Roomba. Gosh, I want to break it. It sure doesn't feel like... I mean, inspect is, like, never the right answer, right? Like, inspect only exists for when you don't know what to do, and you have faith in the game to give you a hint. And then you also feel that the hint will be worth your time. E? Press enter? There's no option to press R.
It seems like it wants us to press enter. Should we really do it?
It seems like it wants us to press the any key, but this keyboard does not seem to have one.
Even if it's a trap, we won't know what our enemy is up to until we do this.
True. Okay.
Hi, Cat, welcome to the stream. Feel free to vote as to whether the game will make me crazy. What Somnium are we in? We are currently syncing with Terror, who, and this is true, the game indicates may know something about the HB case.
There.
May. Oh no, we're inside Jabu Jabu!
Where am I? Did we move?
This looks much more like something you'd see in a Zero Escape game than you would see in a Somnium Files game. T minus R.
Doesn't all this problem solving kind of remind you of an escape room?
Yeah, that's sort of my point, more or less.
Are you familiar with this, Mizuki?
The notches on the shapes must mean something. I mean, I guess the notches on the shape are supposed to be a cipher.
I've seen a friend play it. You cooperate with other people to escape a ship.
What is Zero Escape like as a game? Essentially, broadly speaking, the Zero Escape series asks, like, what would a visual novel be like? What would a visual novel of the movie Saw be like if the gameplay was a series of escape rooms?
I only really like fighting games, though.
Judging by these characters and equations, you must be correct about the problem-solving angle.
So, what level of figuring am I gonna have to do
in
here?
a dream. Things may not be strictly logical.
Well, here's a spectacular understatement of Somnium Files at large.
So let's check everything out. Use our heads for a change.
You should always be using your head.
It's funny that she was trying to do like the puffy cheeks disapproving scenario, but like was trying to talk through it and it looked really silly. I'm gonna be here a minute. Maybe many minutes. During their blank, they played and blank on their blank. Maybe it was a blank. Like, I kind of have a sense of how the key system works, but, like, I'm just having this moment now where I'm feeling like, I mean, why even give me this? I feel like you should wait until I have at least something that makes the sentence mean something. Okay, so... find something that will let me look at the walls without burning time, and I don't think the game is going to be generous enough to let that happen. So I can't actually interact with these. Or this door. What actually can I interact? Oh, the single piece of paper. Nailed it.
A piece of paper with letters and numbers.
Ah, see, this... So, like, please compare this to the Hora Inst Undiga puzzle, where this just means nothing, or rather, where Hora Inst Undiga means nothing, and like this, which has like context and like things that you have to reason out. Like this is like a puzzle. That is not a puzzle.
Looks like a chart. Each letter is given a number.
However, I am concerned that this chart is going to be very important for solving the puzzle of this room, and I will not be allowed to use it because this game doesn't understand how solving puzzles works in a video game.
This might help us solve the room. We should hold on to it.
No, I'm sure this is unimportant. Letterboard. Obtained a chart. You can check the chart by pressing L2. Okay. And the bubble's back.
Hey, isn't that the same sphere from the room before?
No, it's its twin sphere-ster.
It is disturbing the flow of time around it.
No, don't touch it. It's evil instant death karate man.
We shouldn't get too close.
Oh god, is it gonna chase me around the room? During their captivity, they played and blank on their blank. Maybe it was a blank. Hold on. Put it here. E minus R equals dash. How on heck would I symbols? So I use the chart to to do letter math, to assign a number to the symbols. Okay, U minus E equals... There's no way. I would need, like, actual pen and paper. For, like... This is the worst method of trying to make this make sense. So, hold on. Oh, actually, bring up the chart stops time. That's really good. Because, like, I could be all kinds of mad if otherwise. These are needlessly large numbers, probably, for this purpose. So, U72 minus E65 equals 7 is the weird circle with the dashes. Okay. Other one I had was T, which is 55, minus R, which is 52. Who picks these numbers? So the triangle with a left mark is 3. When I don't have to hold that down, even though I feel like that was the instruction I was given. N those are both minus, correct? Minus, minus? Okay. N plus A equals some sort of like hexagon shape I didn't bother to make a note of, and it equals 9. I will write hex. This will not be useful later. And I minus X equals where I is 43 minus X, which is 39, equals 4. I feel like I might need to try and figure out like a numbering system with the hashes? Hang on. But that's oriented differently, and also there's a star for which I have none things. This is only triangles, but they're oriented like what? I don't have a clue what the orientation means. Square, triangle, circle, hex. Square, triangle, square, triangle, circle, hex. Okay. This is probably going to be the worst Somnium to watch because, like, I have to do all this separate puzzle solving. I don't have, like, a doodle board or nothing. Is this feature not implemented in any of the other puzzles? Do you mean the stopping time to have a clue is pretty good, except, like, most of the Somniums don't actually have, like, puzzles in them, which is, you know, a thing I've on and off complained about. You may have heard it once or twice, particularly a week ago today. Okay, let me try something.
A green locker. The lock has a keypad with letters.
What? Has a keypad with letters? What? Wait, what the, oh my god, what does that mean? Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I'm an iterant.
Solve the equations first.
You solve the equation first. Let me look at the thing. Okay, so... Alright, that can't work at face value. But there must be some way for me to convert the knowledge I have into numbers, which, yeah, so I need to somehow figure out the numbering scheme based on, like, shape and, like, hash marks, and then I can decipher probably all but star, and then use some sort of intuition to figure out what star means. This would be so much more interesting if there wasn't a timer. I mean, I could stop the timer, which makes this palatable, but, like, it's gonna take a lot. Especially if this isn't, like, the only time-consuming thing in this Somnium. Like, we're gonna be here all day. All day. It's weird that the hints it gives you are letters, and you turn those into numbers. Like, there's something a little weird here. I sure wish I had, like, pen and paper, like, for real, like scratch paper. Having to, like, cipher shapes is not super hard when you have, like, something to work with. But when you don't, it's, like, unbelievably esoteric. Let's try... I'm gonna go look at T minus R.
T minus R equals...
Will you give me any kind of insight about shape or orientation or how I might interpret it? Oh, if I give it an answer...
It's 3.
That seems to be correct.
Yay!
Okay, so if I just plug in the solutions to these, you'll do that annoying Somnium Files thing where you'll tell me some information I don't otherwise have that is required to solve the puzzle? It's fine, we haven't actually accomplished very much, Angel. I tried to recap last week, I touched a sphere, and now I'm trying really slowly to solve logic puzzles because I don't have trust in this game to be fair about it. The first key was updated. Terror blank, almost to the point of being N blank complex. Well, it's not God or Napoleon. Turn it, is it an E? I don't think that's what we're going for. I guess it could be. It would be weird, though. We'll go down this road until we hit the roadblock.
Is the sphere becoming slightly transparent?
Yeah, it seems like it is probably mandatory to just, like, enter these solutions first, so we'll see where we're at after we do that.
You sure you aren't seeing things?
At least it puts them on the wall to look at, for whatever that's worth.
Equals...
7.
Good job. Correct.
It's interesting, though. The fact that I'm making that much progress, does that mean, like, there are multiple things to do in this room? Terra craves blank, almost to the point of being N blank complex.
No, it is as I surmised. The sphere is becoming clearer.
Now, the funny thing about this is that oftentimes in Somnium, people other than the person being directly synced with appear as a Blue Man group. Oh, they have a star on their back, so that's clearly part of the solution to the star locker. But yeah, so, like, the fact that we can, like, see the person, like, doesn't, like, help at all, because it means nothing.
You're right. Is that terror inside?
Just go ahead and put more numbers in the numbered shapes.
N plus A equals...
9 of them.
9?
Seems you are correct.
Yay!
Terror accepted blank blank. He used blank and blank. Important nice symbols.
It's more transparent.
I wonder what it means. I minus X equals...
That one is 4.
4.
Correct.
Easy.
This is gonna take forever, huh? Terror accepted blank teachings and became a devotee. Gosh, do you think that first one could be Nye's? The cult that he follows? He used blank and blank, important Nye's symbols.
We can completely see them now.
Star is 0? What does that mean to me? Does that mean anything to me?
What's that on their back?
It's a star, this is 0.
A blue locker. The lock has a keypad with letters.
That's clearly purple, you monster. Suggests he craves a mother, almost an Oedipus complex. That'd be wild, but also sounds plausible, huh? Yeah, so the thing is, like, the way these triangles are oriented, like, based on the supposition before, like, if you turn it, maybe it kind of looks like a letter. It could be... Oh, God. You know what it could be? Is it 3 letters?
It's Mom.
Oh, that is what it is, huh?
Easy peasy.
2.
It says 2 inside the locker.
Gonna go deep, huh? 2 locker equals 2. We're gonna be here forever. So this one is... Oh, good grief. So like L... What is that? What letter is that supposed to be? That doesn't seem right. Hold on. Gonna play Hangman for locker number 2. Dash L and then like underscore up? That's not an English letter. Backwards L isn't a letter. Because it should be... Oh no, that's not circle. That's hexabob, which if rotated that way is... If shut up. Shut up. Party people. I'm not party people. Personally, I like calm people more. Okay, great. Hold on. I should turn the camera all the other way around. But that's not really a letter either. That's... But, like underscore circle? It's not even like a pretend Q. It's like a pretend reverse Q? Triangle the other way. That doesn't seem right either. Triangle other way is... No, wait, is that right? And my brain is just doing something weird? Yeah, that would become E. That would become E. And then the first one is square. I looked everywhere but the right one. Square is... It's like lowercase h. So it's supposed to be a P? Maybe?
A green locker.
I know. Help.
Correct. Good job.
For some reason, I'm immediately reminded of something I saw in my childhood, where someone tried to write, it's like in a cartoon or something, and someone tried to write help in like in condensation on like a window or something, but they didn't write it backwards. So the person on the other side is like, "Pleh? What's pleh?"
That was easy.
It says
It's
1
1.
inside the locker.
Is this one also blue? Because you're colorblind? Hey, I was secretly colorblind the whole time? Is that a thing? Yeah, this would be like a whole heck of a lot easier if I could just use paper, but we're playing hard mode. And then the last one is... M-E. That one's way easier.
A yellow lock.
Answer is me.
Still gonna make a note that that's yellow in case that's important.
Correct. Good job.
I'm
And the
so
number...
good.
Number is 5.
It says 5 inside the locker.
5. No, a game is serious when it requires notes. I mean, I'm into... So, maybe I should have been more clear. I recently complained about the fact that this game has had a nasty habit so far of giving you a puzzle and not letting you look at, like, the information you've gathered, making it, like, impossible to do. Like, there's a thing where you get, like, a series of note cards and you're supposed to combine letters in a certain way. And even setting aside the fact that the solution isn't actually words, it's, like, implied words, which makes the whole thing really dumb. Like, it literally won't let you look at them. So, like, you have to set aside your own notes to do the puzzle. Here, like, it wants you to solve, like, a bunch of puzzles that are, like, stacked on top of each other. So tracking the information is important. And I get that they're not gonna, like, put all that information on the screen at the same time. Like, this, I'm okay with. There's, like, a purpose. There's intent. There's a puzzle. There's thinking. There's, like, solving going on. Like, the other stuff that it's done, like, it's had a lot of problems. Hey, Castle Arc. Yeah, Horain definitely rolls right off the tongue. And more than that, it tells me exactly where to go and what to do. 215, that's the combination to my luggage. Oh, no, wait. I need the colors, but probably not in that order.
Symbols on the door.
No, it's in that order.
Input device.
It's not opening?
It is locked.
You're
I assume
locked.
we need to type in a 3-digit number.
It'd be so funny if it turned out that terror was 0 all along.
3-digit number.
And by funny, I mean, like, the actual stupidest thing I can think of. So, like, 50-50 on that happening. Blue, green, yeah. Yeah, that should be right. It should be the same order.
The
I'm just
numbers on the
skeptical.
lockers. 215.
Correct.
That was easy.
I'll open it.
That's funny.
A
Someone
piece
in the
of
Zero
paper?
Escape games always says that, as if, like, someone needs to call dibs on opening the door. Sometimes other people insist another one does it. They're just like, you open the door. Fine, I'll open the door.
It is part of a diary. The handwriting looks like a child's.
Or a doctor's? Or, like, Charlie Brown's mom?
If they just didn't exist, I wouldn't be trapped like this.
If it weren't for that horse, I wouldn't have spent those years at college.
Terrible, 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 terrible.
Now hang on. If Lex Luthor stole 4 tens of cakes, and that's terrible, then this indicates 200 cakes. That's very terrible!
That guy can just die.
I can hear you note that some serial killer wrote in his diary. The first mental lock is R equals 215. Oh, that's actually, I'm gonna note that one down, because that's actually more information than I actually have. I mean, it's implied, but it wasn't clear that I was solving for R. Did he say terrible when he was born? Might have been. I'll put that next to the other thing I thought that didn't seem likely. This notepad is, like, out of control. Like, my life is disintegrating because of this notepad. Updated goal. Solve the mystery in the goal. This Somnium is just Zero Escape. It is 8 letters. It took me a minute, because I always want to, like, finger count that for some reason like a child. Let me clear... I hope I don't need these anymore. And if I do, I'm
Now
doomed.
we are back in this room.
Actually, maybe... no, I'm gonna stick with it. I think I don't need those. So here we are. Now we're back in this room.
Perhaps because we opened the door in the other place?
Alright, we're here, just sitting in a car. I want you to show me if you can get far.
That diary from earlier. Do you think Terror wrote it as a kid? If so, that would mean he was trapped here.
Why are you looking at the toilet when you say that?
By someone.
We cannot draw any conclusions yet. We need more information. Huh. The display on the monitor changed.
Unclear to me if I will need multiple of these, so I'm gonna try and make note of them if they continue coming up in this fashion.
R equals 215.
Hey, look at that.
We
Bubble
should
boy.
investigate.
I'm sorry, it was the moops. They hold a blank toward a certain person. Grudge. They blank to the point they would blank. I don't know. Other computer? My other computer? Yeah, other computer. Or bubble. Bubble, I guess.
It appears it is safe to get close to this one.
Arbitrary, but I'll allow
It
it.
looks just like the sphere that came out in the Red Room.
With terror inside.
Put on pants! I want to help you, but please put on pants! It might hurt less with pants! Tara craves their mother's love, almost to the point of it being... I sure hope it's not Oedipus. Please don't fill that blank with the word Oedipus, please. Please don't.
That voice. What's happening?
This
Mizuki,
isn't
another PC turned on.
particularly pertinent, but it occurred to me that the body that supposedly the body that went missing from the rooftop that supposedly Komeiji moved even though he's been dead for 6 years might be Tokiko's, because we never properly found her body displayed. I mean, know that, like, Terror has a thing for mom. I regret that phrasing because of the Oedipus thing that's gonna come up and make us all very upset. But, like, it could be a factor. Hey, Mr. Generic Name, welcome to the stream. How's it going? We're doing escape rooms. It's Zero Escape Day on AI's Somnium Files, Nirvana Initiative. This time we solve for G. Let me take R equals 215 and put that top and center, and then solve for G. Don't put a question mark. You'll fill it in later, idiot. God, I'm managing so many things and so badly. I'm like barely looking at chat. How's it
If we
going?
investigate further, we may find our answer.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to open the lockers in here, maybe? Upstairs? Oh.
It says G enter on the display.
PC load
Kinda
letter.
like before.
Hold on. I've already spent, like, a bunch of time. I'll press enter.
We may
Love to do
become
something
trapped
funny,
again.
but this is gonna
Are
be...
you sure about this?
Only one thing we can do. Push it.
I see that Mizuki is well versed in the philosophies of salt and pepper.
And enter. Awfully tight in here.
Not modern art!
Is this?
Sarah says, what if Terror is the bunny from Tuxedo Mask Somnium? Very well could be. What if she saved him and he's looking for her? I don't know about that. I think if it were the case that Terror was the bunny person, it would probably also be the case that, like, my guess is that, like, Terror's sort of moved on by, like, joining Nizet Laws and, like, buying into the cult stuff, but that, Tuxedo Mask is trying to protect them because that's her mission. Save the universe.
There's nothing here. Is the game over?
Oh? I can get through this.
The wall disappeared.
Oh, it's a maze. It's not an escape room, it's a maze.
The walls disappear after I walk through them. Rather odd behavior, if you ask me.
Where even is the start point on that hideous map that's been provided to me?
Maybe Terror likes playing games with trapped victims. Something that he even did as a kid.
Or perhaps it is only his desire to escape manifesting. If he was literally imprisoned, that would logically follow.
During their captivity, they played Anne Blank on their PC. Maybe it was a blank. I'm gonna look at it.
This reminds me of a screensaver where pipes get longer and longer.
That must have been a long time ago.
I feel attacked.
Ugh.
The door was blank. They were blank and blank. Okay.
What is this?
Maybe you have to put your feet where the prints are.
I don't quite understand.
The wall is in the way.
When I pass through a wall, it disappears. Pass through the same place again, and the wall reappears.
But that doesn't help us because I need to stand here to look through.
With these rules in mind, perhaps I can make this work.
Thanks, I hate it. Oh, what is this?
A strange picture. But
If you're looking at the red and blue lights, same as the object here.
You're looking at the red and blue lights. Okay.
It looks like a 2.
It's a real stretch. I see what you're looking at, but I hate it. So, red, cyan, square equals 2. I think it was cyan yellow. Circle. Was question mark. And then I don't remember what the third shape was that's on the door.
if we look at the red and blue light through the square, it does appear to be a 2.
The door was blank. They were trapped in blank.
Mizuki, it's the spear again.
It looks bad, though.
It looks a little different this time.
It looks bad in more meanings than one meaning.
But just as before, if we get too close, time will be siphoned away.
It's unpleasant to look at, but also it's a siphon sphere.
Damn. The walls are in the way.
Oh my god, it's like lurking in the dungeon. Oh.
The wall is in the way.
When I pass through with these...
No, shut up. When I was looking at it, it was gone. No, what? Oh, because it's pointing a different direction. So it wants to look where I started. And I could see the sphere through... I hate it here, by the way. This is a reasonable puzzle, I just also happen to hate it here. I'm just making a note of that. Oh, hang on, there's an eyeball
No
over here.
way.
So you want to look... Oh.
No,
The damn...
take a look at the map. I see a picture with lines.
It's a 9?
If we focus on the colors of the rhombus, it looks like a 9, right?
Purple... Green... Equals 9.
Right.
The door was blocked by an iron plate. They were imprisoned. They were trapped and blank. Yeah, okay. So I said before, when we did Tuxedo Mask Somnium, that I thought that room that we spent like most of that Somnium in. That Somnium in? The Somnium room from her Somnium looked like the intermediate bread cutting room. Man, when I talk about stuff, like, I don't understand how people comprehend it. But do you know what I mean? The bread cutting room? They were in the bread cutting room. If they're blocked by an iron plate, that could mean that Tuxedo Mask and Terror were trapped in that specific bread cutting room. You know where the bread gets cut? Shut up. So you want to look this way. There's no good way to eat a Reese's. Hold on. Did I do it? This is annoying. This feels non-deterministic. Okay, hold on. So... Can you come in here? Does that hurt? Oh my god. How does everything respawn? I, like, took a super long path so it's, like, not to respawn stuff? Could you not? This is an extremely bad time. I've lost track of what I'm looking at. Finally.
I see a strange picture.
Is that 2 again?
If you're just looking at the yellow and blue lights, same as the object here.
There's... Hi, Critchwitch. Sorry, I'm having a real struggle of a time with this. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. The way that these responses to this puzzle are written has me thinking that there was, like, a version they tested of this Somnium where, like, it didn't tell you what you were supposed to be looking at, and so they would be like, look! And then it would just show you, like, the cyan and yellow, and it'd be like, alright, enter the code! And, like, no one got it. Like, like, all of this reads like they were trying to do something more complex, and it, like, didn't pan out, and, like, maybe after the fact they added this bad wall mechanic I hate.
Kinda looks like a 2.
So... Yeah, 2. Okay, I wrote this in a weird way where, yeah, no, don't worry.
I see. Focusing on only the yellow and blue light does appear to result in a 2.
So here's a question I have about this specific Somnium. Which is, once I have solved for the letters, can I essentially cheat, go back, spend almost none amount of time entering the correct answer to the door, and then be done? Thus, like, saving a bunch of time on replay? If true, I would mind it less. I like the individual puzzles, but again, I find myself not liking the time. I think I have, like, 80 seconds left or something right now, because of all the moving I had to do in the stupid wall room. It's just, like, with the stupid moving sphere, and, like, the weird angles of stuff, and, like, the fact that, like, if you go diagonally through stuff, it, like, doesn't count everything correctly. Like, it's been a little bit difficult to solve this. And, like, again, if the idea was just that the tricky thing is to, like, line it up and see what the answer is, that's fine. When you add the timed element, it's, like, a lot less fun for me. The door was blocked by an iron plate. They were imprisoned. They were trapped and captured when trying to escape. But I think that's only true because we didn't know what Dr. Horodori said when his son was born. Okay, hold on. Shut up, sphere.
There's a circle, square, and rhombus, and an input device on the door.
Just making sure these line up correctly. 229.
It's not opening, is it?
You're not opening.
No, it is not. We appear to need another 3-digit.
Another 3.
This is fun.
Numbers from that weird hole. 229.
Numbers from that weird hole. But there were multiple holes, and like one of them looked at a different picture. I don't think that's a good summary of the hole. Don't take that out of context.
Correct.
Don't summarize the hole.
Damn, that wall was...
All right, I'm opening the door.
So I'm gonna go as far as I can, and then when
It's
I
a piece
inevitably
of a
run out of
diary.
time by the nature of the way this is designed, I'm gonna go all the way back to the start, skip the dialogue, and try to enter these numbers. And also, I should make note that G equals 229, so I may need that information later.
They took my lung this time. I can't breathe well when I'm sleeping.
Wow. I hate that sentence so much.
I'll never forgive them for this.
I hate the previous sentence like a whole lot.
They trap me here. I suffer alone. I won't forgive you, Jin.
That's new information. So, Jin Fudore was on the hit list because he had something to do with the experimentation? I mean, he was in tech, so, like, he could have had something to do with the genetic technology they were testing. That connection's never been made clear by anything, because he's been dead the entire time we've been playing the game. Whip, whip, whip. Solve the mystery in the black room.
We made it back.
What did that diary entry mean by took my lung?
My dear, I'm pretty sure it was literal.
They could have been some kind of test subject.
And Jin. Could it be referring to Jin Furue?
Now, if we actually lived in Japan and were, like, doing an actual Japanese investigation, I assume there's, like, a considerable number of Jins, and it wouldn't be, like, a duh-yes situation. But because we're playing, like, a video game where there's only, like, 15 characters, duh, yes.
Most likely. The display is slightly different again. G equals 229. The same number we inputted in the door.
I've got a lot of questions, but we need to search this place first.
Yes, the sphere has changed again. We should look.
I don't want to look at the sphere, it's ugly. They hold a blank toward a certain person. They bottled it up to the point they would blank. Yeah, we're down to like a minute now, just FYI. Touch it?
It's similar to what we saw after getting out of the Red Room.
Is it just me, or is it
Red
bigger?
room. Red room.
Let's try touching this one.
But it has the bad aura.
Damn it, damn it, damn it! Why does this always happen to me? It's mine. All mine!
Voice is familiar, but I don't think it's from this game? Oh god, it's Oedipus! Chat, it's Oedipus! It was Oedipus the whole time! Chat! Hold on. I'm gonna manually do this. Because it's important to me.
Daddy does not approve!
There we go.
Terror's voice. He's angry.
Indeed.
Actually, Daddy is not approving like an extremely literal sense, huh? That's kind of how that complex
The
works.
PC
Daddy
is
does
on.
not
Let's
approve!
continue the investigation.
It's the perfect soundbite! Alright, I guess I'll go ahead and touch this one. It's B
It
this
says
time.
B enter on the display.
RGB? Are we gonna be finding some chromatic doors? Why was that word so hard for me to say? Oh boy. Scraw.
Enter again.
Oh, this time I can't do an incorrect thing. I'm saving this half-time because I don't know what happens later. It's not going to be helpful. I'm probably not going to solve this puzzle.
Maybe we need to play another
Sure.
escape game.
Just try pressing it.
Enter.
Wait.
Leave you mean return.
Wait.
Giraffe.
Giraffe indeed.
Another dark room.
Black. Okay.
Yes, the color means everything.
R is red, G is gold, B is black. I don't quite understand what all that means, but
Could be red, green, blue, you don't know.
That book.
That symbol. It looks like this gesture I've seen before. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this before, but it feels like it could be meaningful. During their captivity, they played an escape game on their PC. Maybe it was a zero escape game. Winky emoji is what I hope that last blank says. I guess I'll read this book.
Are these nice teachings?
Nah, don't worry about it.
what's it say?
115, 10, 745. Get your half body back and make an arrow.
That's the weirdest workout routine I've ever heard of. I knew I should have written the times down.
Appeared on the wall.
Like I knew I should have written the times down.
Another puzzle to solve in this room.
Most likely. We need to find out what get your half body back and make an arrow means.
We do. Hold on, though. Because I can still write it down because I'm smarter than the game. Get wrecked. 115, comma... Oh, good. It feels like I'm doing pledge times. 5. Get half body back. Make... I'm assuming make arrow maybe has to do with shape of pointing arrows.
115, 10, 745. Get your half body back and make an arrow.
Hey, why you gotta do this to me? I'm really bad at analog clocks because I've worn like a digital watch my entire life. Terror accepted Nye's teachings and became a devotee. He used blank and blank, important Nye symbols. Alright. Is it no? Is sphere touching me? The air's like resonating weirdly. So that's, yeah, this one. 115.
There are 4 buttons with arrows on them. Should I press them?
What does that mean? What is it? I'm not smart enough for this. Right. Okay. And then 10
Arrow
o'clock?
buttons.
And top? And then I need 745. Yes. And
Arrow
then
buttons.
left. Is this the one that has a cardinal direction? That didn't seem to do it. That didn't seem to do it.
There is nothing on the door.
It's not opening.
I don't know why it does this every time.
No, it is not working. We need to input a 3-digit number.
Well, it's not 10 o'clock.
I don't know.
I have like 1 second left, so I'm gonna have to restart
we need
the
to
song.
solve the mystery of the books.
The books? There's more than one books?
But there's still so much to.
We don't.
Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna do the whole thing over. And we're gonna find out if this is in competition for the worst Somnium ever, or if time is meaningless. We're gonna find out together. Isn't that exciting? Are you excited to find that out with me? I should leave this up, even though I hate it. Okay. I can't accelerate the going into Somnium animation. I'm also holding the wrong button. That might be the problem. You know what? That might be part of the problem. That's definitely on me. So I have to touch the bubble first, right? There's only one thing to do in the beginning, and it's touch the bubble. Tara might know something about all the people he killed. Maybe. Shut up about it. Touch the sphere.
What is this?
Punch the licorice, eat the skateboard. Ignoring you. Okay. Is this where I came from? Yes. R. Press enter. At a timey I don't know what to do with. So okay. Let's find out. Oh, no, I have to... What do I touch first? The note. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. No. Okay, you got a chart. So proud of you. Such chart. Wow. Okay, now touch door. Now touch door.
There are...
3-digit number. 215.
This is just a guess, but 215?
It opens.
It's a miracle.
I'll open it.
I think that's a thing in the Zero Escape games too. Every time I've played through them, I've just like replayed through the puzzles. But I think if you just like write down the solution to them or like grab it from like a walkthrough and you like put it in, one of the characters will kind of be like, I don't know, is it this? And they're like, how on earth did you know that? Terrible, 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 terrible. Yeah, so because this is the case, totally chill with how this is constructed. It's inconvenient to have to start from the beginning. Like, this would just be a better experience without the timer, in my opinion, but I know that that's not necessarily a universal opinion. I mean, one of the things I kind of like about adventure games, which you know I like adventure games, is the fact that, like, a conceit of the games is that, like, nothing will happen until you're ready for it to happen. It's more about the act of solving the puzzle than it is about, like, doing it quickly. A bad puzzle. Okay, where's the club-in door?
There's a...
This one is 229.
This is a
It unlocked. Are you sure it was just a guess?
Yeah, I mean, there's not that many possible iterations, right?
All right.
Ocean says, it's like in Arkham Asylum where Joker insults you for looking in the back of the book if you go right for the bomb instead of fighting. Lol. That's pretty good. It's a good little thing. I mean, it requires, like, some additional resource of, like, getting someone to read that line, but, like, it's pretty good. Okay. Hello. Okay, next computer is the one in front of me. I couldn't remember what computer I went to. Whoa. Enter.
Maybe...
Huh? First one, right? 3 whatever? Sorry, 1 whatever? Reading the wrong hands. I'm so bad at analog clocks, it's the worst. I mean, because I can't do a diagonal line, my assumption is that it has to be, like, you press the direction of the hand that has a cardinal direction, right? Like, I, like, didn't do anything last time, but, like...
Arrow buttons.
I assume it correct.
Arrow buttons.
Think harder.
It says 1:15, 10, 7:45. Get your half body back and make an arrow.
The first part of it is probably times on the clock, right?
Oh, is it just that it wants me to, like, now take the number it's pointing at and enter those? Because it wants a 3-digit number, right?
Most likely. We need to solve this get your half body back and make an arrow concept.
Yeah, no, I'm Hey, everyone, I'm so sorry, I'm stupid. This one's on me. I understand now.
How do we do that?
The arrow, but
No, shut up, I understand. Hold on. Terra accepted Nai's teachings and became a devotee. He used the letter X. Wait, did we get that clue? It's just filled in now. He used the letter X and the number 9, important Nai's symbols. So this one should be pointing right. Because we're meant to look at, do like a reflection of what's there, and it makes an arrow pointing in a specific direction. That's what I goofed up. I was not I wasn't
Arrow
thinking.
the cover on the book changed.
Okay. 9.
A 9.
I got another book.
Another book. Another problem?
I know that song. Oh,
Look at
move
that.
off, Sphere.
It's not moving fast.
Is the prisoner motif really
Don't
necessary?
let your guard down. They are creeping up. This is a small room. We need to be careful.
Hi, Orb.
Another book.
Can you read it?
It says moth.
Of course this is moth. Why would you think anything else?
Just a single word?
Yes. This alone does not tell us much, but
Something ER?
if you add an ER to moth, you get mother.
Right. How do I apply that?
Moths and mothers are kind of similar.
In the way that pandas and horses are similar?
No, they aren't.
They bunch up at lights.
Very clever.
Why'd you shake your head no? Don't know what the buttons do now. What do the buttons do?
New buttons.
Ah, crumbs. So that's really supposed to be enough information for me to understand what's going on? There's 4 buttons? Okay. Okay. I have an idea, but I don't know what to do about O. No, wait. I have an idea about O. None of this is smart. So, in the letter M, there's sort of a downward pointing arrow in the middle, right? If you really think about it. And then for O, I do nothing. And then for T, you know, it's kind of like an upward arrow. Wait, what do I do about H? Wait, how does H work? Can I hold down 2 buttons at the same time or something? It's kind of omnidirectional, though. This probably isn't correct. There's, like, a certain logic to it, but, like, I don't know what to do about H. And leaving O as nothing is either really clever or deeply speculative. Yeah, maybe something with lowercase, but lowercase h is it's like a little bit more like it's pointing to the left. Cause like that's where like the intersection of like the that wasn't it. Alright, let's think harder. Because I'm not smart.
It simply says moth.
So does this have anything to do with moths?
No. I imagine the point of the message is more related to the letters and order.
Worder?
Perhaps if you looked at it differently, or did some kind of conversion.
Conversion?
The order. Or convert it to something... Oh, that reminds me. We did see some letters earlier.
Hey, what? Oh, hey! Hey, look what I can do, apparently! Apparently, for the remainder of the Somnium, I can press L2 to bring up chart. That's fun. Wait, is that actually the solution? Hold on. What? I failed to immediately understand how converting... They're not like 90-degree angles at which I would need to press the arrows. It's supposed to like round to the nearest quadrant or something? I'm not even immediately sure this is actually right, or if this is simply dumb luck. It's clearly dumb, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't have any immediate reason to think of this asset from another room as being, like, part of the solution to this room. Like, that hasn't happened before, so, like, it's not, like, the first thing I think of. Or even a thing I think you, like, necessarily should think of. But it could. I mean, I don't know what else she'd be referring to by, like, saying we've seen letters earlier. Like, when she said that, I, like, almost had, like, an aneurysm. Yeah, like, I mean, so, for sure, we could just literally convert them on this chart, right? Like, 35, 18, 55, 99. But that doesn't, like, mean anything, and somehow the output has to be arrows. And... like, 75 and 99 aren't, like, times, and, like, none of these are, like, degrees of angles on a circle that would be helpful for these cardinal directions. I mean, it could be 99 minutes, but then that's, like, off at an angle, right? Like... because they're cardinal directions, it feels like... either that's throwing me off, or, like, that means that there's something else to this. There's just, like, no additional order of operations based on the information we had. According to her, the book simply says moth. Let me write that down and see if that... 35, 18, 55, 99. I mean, there's like no equations in this room to, like, adjust those into something. Like, there's something a little weird about the fact that, like, 55 and 99 are, like, double repeating digits or whatever. I'd say based on the information available to me now, I don't love this puzzle. This idea is alright, but, like, I feel like I shouldn't have to spend, like, 18 seconds for it to tell me, like, oh, by the way, this one uses an asset from another room. But that might not even be correct. Like, I don't have any particular reason to think that. That's an hour? Am I supposed to, like, round? That just feels like a wildly inelegant solution. Could try that, I guess. Yeah, shut up, Sphere. So, that would be... half would be down. 18 would be closest to right. 5 would be closest to up. 99 would be down again? Yeah, that's clearly nothing. Alright, fine. It's epiphany. Think even harder.
It says moth. We need to use the letter chart from earlier.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I got there by sheer force of idiot, and I'm not gonna pretend like otherwise. But it's just okay. Like this is the type of obfuscation that I feel like the game is doing a lot that I don't like. Like, if the game establishes that, like, we will frequently reuse elements from, like, other puzzles or something, then it's like, oh, that's on me for not realizing that's a pattern in the game that could apply to this puzzle. But, like, here it's like, everything has been self-contained the way that an escape room works, but suddenly, like, bring something from 2 rooms ago.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about it.
I swear to God, if that's the extent of the knowledge you give me, I'm going to karate chop your digital assets out of existence.
If you look at the chart, the letters N,
wait.
O, T, and H are close to each other.
Yeah, no. Okay. Okay.
You're
No,
right.
I get it.
Perhaps we can M is
Yeah,
left.
no.
O is right.
For some reason,
is
her
down.
holding it up makes
H
it
is
clear
up.
to me in a way that, like, other
Oh, I
thing
see
isn't.
enough. Now let's press the.
It'd be super cool if I could see it, like, right now, though. So, left. Right is fine. Down. Up, right? Okay.
The cover changed again.
Hey, you know what? I might be able to save myself some time here.
It's a 9. Another book. Jeez, how many times do we have to do this?
Let's hope this is the last time.
Okay, let me read that third book real quick, but I think I know what the third number is.
I'll read it. It says, U, R, U, left, right.
That's too many. Oh, maybe there's a different number of buttons.
Seems easy enough.
Hello, camera? Hello? Hello, camera? Hello? It's really difficult to keep orientated when the camera won't turn accordingly. Left. Right?
New buttons.
That's not even a puzzle, and it's definitely
Another
999. It was clearly 999 after the second one.
We got the 3 numbers.
Put
I
them
definitely
in the
could have
door.
just put that in. And yes, Critwitch, agreed. When it just presents that, that's like not even a puzzle. It's just like, oh, I understand, it's directions. I don't know why R and right are represented differently, but they're both still a way I might abbreviate that. So that's fine.
There is nothing on the door.
It's not opening. The cover
Also, we have less than a minute again, so we're probably gonna have to restart. Everybody looking forward to that? Oh, okay, hold on. I skipped the important part because I got mad about having to skip things. Hold on, it's fine. We're gonna have to restart. We'll get the line read. Okay, it's gone now. Okay, hold on. The log. The cover of the book had 9s. Right, it opened. I'll open it. Another diary. I lost half of me. I will kill. That's so many dead bills.
I have no words.
Neither do I.
It says B equals 999 on the display.
The mark has changed too.
Just real quick. Let me open up the calculator because I'm not doing that in my head. You know, it's fun. There's at least in the original 999, there's an in-game function that gives you a calculator with a special function important to the game. But you have access to it at essentially all times you would need it. Unless you wanted to work out something about the narrative. It's just a really big number. It seems unlikely that just multiplying them is correct. But maybe, I don't know. Could Jin be half of the origami killer with one of those missing lungs? I mean, like... His like, half-body tumors thing definitely means that he could have some connection to, like, harvesting the power of the mutants or whatever.
It looks like an equation.
R times G times B?
Thank you for... Angel says, hey Vasco, I just want to thank you for these weekend streams. Thank you for wanting to watch the streams. And I'm sorry that things are still being tough. I know what that's like. I'm sorry. I'm here and I'm trying to do whatever I can. And I know I've been on the other side of this too. Still subscribe to a number of people who I found, and I was just like, I just need to watch them play this game. That's like when my roof of my apartment was like first collapsing and I was having all the water damage issues and like battling my building, and basically my entire living room was leaking. I was just watching Letters Yay, sometimes shows up in chat, play through the Zero Escape games. And that held me together for a long time, and I'm like subbed her channel for like 48 months. Something like that. Like, it's been a minute. I mean, you could just where would I input that? Where would... Hold on. I guess I will inspect the sphere.
It looks like an iron ball. I feel like it is larger than before.
Touch it.
So many people appeared. Hi, Ice Bunny. I almost missed you. Hi, Angel. I don't know if that was when you first showed up. I feel like maybe you were here a bit earlier. No, maybe not. I've been having a little bit of trouble keeping up with chat. I apologize. With the thinking and the notes and the thing, Three's Company too. I'm having a time. If my sister's still here, this is the Charlie Brown voice.
What I want?
Is it Zigga Zig Ah, or is that too many letters? What? Wait, what? GXB. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on.
Maybe
R times the letters on the PC display were...
R. Hold on, there's like multiple interpretations of this idiot thing. X. E. 16. E is 29. What if we just multiplied those numbers straight across without alternate interpretation? Then we get 24,128. That doesn't feel correct or useful. Thank you, Castle Arg, for continuing your sub from Demolition. The math gets real complicated on some of these extended gift sub things, and I admit to like not understanding them, but I think that means that you've been using demolitions and now you're doing it yourself, so thank you for that. Enjoy this while my brain slowly melts out of my ears. Also, I think I neglected to address. Hi, Arcadius. Is there? I know Subway just redid its menu. What is the boss? Or is it just a sandwich that like Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid eats, ordered from a Subway? Is that a thing? How do I combine these glyphs into a 4-letter word of thing that I want? Let me check something that I have like none time for. Okay, so I can't open these lockers. I mean, I can't really get anything else out of this, right? I can freeze time and think about it here, or I can like click on it and think about it. It's using lowercase x's, which implies to me that it's multiplication or some other function, as opposed to like trying to treat them as letters on this numerical chart, which sort of tracks because that's too many letters, but using just the 3 is not enough. Well, like, they're already letters, so how does turning them into numbers help? If the result I get is just this absurdly large number. Like, these aren't just, like, individual digits. Is there some combination of the numbers from this multiplication that form a meaningful... Hold on a second. So, like, 2 would be... So if I multiply them together, I get 24,128. So that's like 24128. There's no 24, but there is a 2, which is J. Then... Is there a 41? 43. Alright, so that doesn't feel like that could be a possible solution. Because I don't have like a single digit 4 to keep going with. Is there... Meatball sub with pepperoni and fresh mozzarella. That's pretty close to just what I normally get. Yeah, there's some single-digit letters, but, like, not enough to, like, translate this thing, huh? Unless I did this wrong? Let me just... Hold on. I'm gonna clear and try this again. Did it do something weird? This history looks like it might have done something weird. 52 times 16 times 29. Is that the thing I just said? Yeah, it is. 24,120. Yeah, I mean, there's some of these that are, like, close or, like, backwards or something. Like, this doesn't feel like this translates. What do I do about that? Can I just make some sort of educated guess? I don't think it's Ma. I don't know Tuxedo Mask's real name, even if the popular theory that it is like a clone of Mizuki is correct. They probably have their own name that isn't Tuxedo Mask or Masked Woman. How many digits do the product? The product has 5 digits. Which would, like, even if my, like, working theory were plausible, it would mean that there'd have to be, like, 1 double digit, but, like, there's mostly double digit numbers here. So, like, it doesn't... Like, even in the abstract, it struggles to be plausible. Frey could be it. It'd be good to, like, have even a vague sense of how I'm supposed to turn 3 letters into numbers into 4 letters. Like, that's just, like, a weird puzzle operation. That doesn't feel like that's it. It feels like I'm missing a step to this process, and I don't know what that even looks like.
What is it that I truly want?
What I want.
Maybe it's like how all the robots in WALL-E are like a word hyphen a letter, and it's Mom-E? This won't work. What numbers? What numbers is a great question. So, like, we're presented with the equation, if you will. Like, R times G times B. Well, actually, hold on a sec. Hold on. Let's multiply the actual numbers as the results of their individual puzzles. So 215, 229, 999. That gives like a huge oople-dee-doo number. Now I can't look at the chart again. Because if I do that,
I
I'll...
think we've got.
We should solve the if we substitute the letters for the numbers.
Yeah,
Do
okay.
your thing.
I am not, but I am so the answer is 49 million.
Right, but now I need to look at the chart and convert those into groups of... So it would be like... Isn't that too many? It'd be like 49, 18, 57, 65? No, that's right. That could work. I don't immediately know what any of those are, and I don't have enough time to look at it.
4918575.
What is that?
A magic spell.
I doubt it. However, I do think we need to convert this. We need to input 4 letters.
Let me open the chart.
We don't.
Okay, hold on. No, hold on. We can do this. We can do this, maybe. I'm not gonna start all the way over yet. I'm gonna go back one thing. We don't have a lot of time. Assumes one. This. I think we have 2 more things, so we might have to restart, but like we're gonna go back to the last one. And then we're just gonna look at the chart. Because originally I thought there was just like too many numbers to work with, but then thinking about the fact that it was like double-digit numbers, I was like, right, I should just do that. And the game seems to indicate that's the correct line of thinking. It's just like here's the problem. Like, this isn't like a huge problem. This isn't a Vasco loses his mind problem. But like when you start, like, how do I even describe this? When you start like mixing mediums, like a single puzzle is often something like a shape translates to a letter, or a letter translates to a number, or something to that effect, which we've seen in the individual parts of the Somnium. But like once you start like breaking the individuality between like puzzles, and you're like, give me a chart that's letters and numbers, and then you're like, here's more letters and numbers, and it sometimes partially applies to all letters and numbers moving forward. It's like, do you realize how many permutations of interactions of letters and numbers that could start to become? It's a lot. It becomes a lot. It becomes really unruly. Which is why, like, generally, I think it's, like, it's either better to, like, keep those things, like, partitioned, like, into individual puzzle rooms, or to, like, have a common through line of the application of them. It's just, the puzzle gets a little bit messy when you, like, blend all the letters and numbers together.
I have.
Right. Kill Bill. Could we get to the point where I can look at the log? Thank you. Okay. So, 49 is L. 18 is... Okay, yeah, it's love, isn't it? Yeah. 57. 65. We definitely, like, backtracked our way to this solution, to this, like, extremely esoteric puzzle. Which is why we have, like, this relatively large number math going on. Alright. Look at the thing. Touch its face. I mean, like... In no way do I doubt that this is the correct answer, that, like, the thing that Tara wants is love. It's not a very interesting answer to that philosophical question. 'Cause, like, duh? 'Cause duh is sort of my response to that.
49, 18, 57, 65. Putting those in the chart, LOVE.
So much! Why won't you love me?
Hey, look, it's like the chat feature of a dating app.
Why, Mom? Why?
So what's the last thing? And can we do it without restarting again? B plus G plus R. Okay, hold. I'm just gonna do that math real quick because I still have the calculator up. That would be 215 plus 229 plus 999, which would be 1443 question mark? I don't know why I literally typed question mark.
Mizuki, the equation on the wall is changing again.
Why are they backwards?
B plus G plus R. The letters are reversed.
Wait, there's more.
So wait, the letters are reversed. You probably have to add the backwards number? Let's write that down too. So that'd be like 512 plus 922 plus 999. And that would instead give 2,433 question mark that I typed again, not rhetorically. What? I don't... 24 is not a thing, right? Because I would have, like, made one of those other solutions that wasn't correct possible. I don't know how many spaces I need. But it could be... J... I... Is there a 3? N. Jin! It's Jin! The answer's definitely Jin! Shut up! Shut up, rhetorical no one who is saying, asking, and criticizing in no way.
I will try to touch it.
Mom's love. I want to serve for Mom's love.
I don't know how this is the correct answer, but numerically it checks out.
243 3. These letters give us...
You know, I was wondering what the game would do if I didn't, like, follow its thought process through, but it does the same thing. It somehow assumes that I figured out that I reverse the numbers, then add them, then break them into 3 letters. What I did this time. Shut up about it.
J-I-N. Jin.
Like Jin.
So, terror is related to Jin? Question mark? Is Mother literal? It's been very unclear as to whether Mother was literal or not this whole time.
Why not me? So get out of here! Mom's love is mine!
Interesting. So, this this means the 3 letters of RGB represent 3 different people with whom terror is competing for love? Instead of one person? I don't know if we have context to fully appreciate or understand that. If that's literal.
Why, Mom? Why aren't you all mine?
I have some mixed feelings in response to this. On the one hand, like, a neglectful parent is, like, not a cool thing at all. But also, I'm not convinced that, like, Terror's attitude towards that situation is entirely healthy. I mean, this isn't a little bit shocking. Unclear if it's supposed to be. Unless, like, Jin is supposed to be their love child, I guess? Which is a little weird? Yeah, that feels pretty weird. Weird if interpreted correctly.
No. Does this mean Jin Furue's parents were Tokiko and Chikara?
Mizuki, we're out of time.
You're out of time. No, it wants me to take away from that last puzzle that Terra is identifying as Jin. Which I could see going either way, but makes enough sense. No, wait, but then... Thoughts? Loud thoughts? Sarah asks, but are we out of touch? No, it is the children who are out of touch. I give that Somnium a B+. It would have been an A- if it didn't get kind of loopy with that stupid chart toward the end. The time definitely prohibits it from being an A, frankly, just outright. In truth, still technically Valentine's Day. I still have like 1,000 logistical issues with being able to use the prototype sync machine. So Date left, which is why he wasn't giving me the, like, you're running out of time messages or whatever.
Where did he go?
That Somnium, though.
That Somnium, though.
Yeah. I am having a hard time deciphering it.
I'm glad that's not just me, because I'm, like... It's not, like, the most inscrutable thing I've ever witnessed, but it's also not, like, totally straightforward.
It is the epitome of chaos.
And we still don't know where Kizuna is.
We stayed sane. We stayed sane so far. We have at least an hour of stream left, and I've lost my sanity outside of a Somnium before.
Where is the execution chamber? That sound.
Is that not part of the BGM?
It came from the old factory.
Xana!
Could it be Date?
Unknown.
Now, it's definitely Xana.
Let's take a look.
But what about Terror?
Date said he should be out for hours still.
Oh my god, come on. Come on, don't... Call the cops or something, man! Like, call Pewter or something. Like, call someone! You have Terror! He's the origami killer! Like, put handcuffs on bro! Don't, like, oh, I'm sure he'll be unconscious until... Blah, blah, blah. No! Incorrect!
Oh, right.
Stupid.
In that case...
At least zip tie the fool. So dumb. Time till we get hit in the back of the head by Terror.
Date's not here.
Mizuki, biological response behind us.
You!
It's Tokiko! Look, everyone, it's Tokiko! I told you Tokiko was fine the whole time.
Nice to meet you. I am the president of the Japanese Knives at Laws branch, Tokiko Shigure.
What an interesting hand gesture. Has anyone ever seen anything like that before? It's very interesting.
But how?
Don't worry about how. Like, I have it on good authority that if anything bad ever happens to Tokiko, she'll just get better. I'm glad that she's not a hologram and we're straight up talking to her and the game is literally treating it like that's fine. This I wanted for like dozens of hours of gameplay now. Hey, are you involved in the HB case? Do you even know what that is? You've kind of been dead for 6 years.
What you call the HB case
I call a domestic dispute.
is but a small part of the plan, as is the case with the QR video.
Tokiko is... whoever this voice actress is like perfectly cast for the part of Tokiko. She's so good at this like stupid like Uchikoshi plot exposition info dump. Like she's just so good at it.
Just another step in the plan.
The opposite of one of the characters in the Zero Escape series, who's extremely bad at it.
The rehearsal to prepare for the main event.
Of course, Terror was Nathan Fielder all along. I don't think anyone in chat even knows what that means.
That being said, it wasn't I who created it.
Then who?
Terror. In fact, it was Terror who came up with the plan. All I did was teach him how to reach moksha.
Every time they say moksha, it sounds like a literal Klingon word. I don't want to say exactly which Zero Escape character because it's like a spoiler for like the dumbest crap that's ever happened in the history of fiction. Sure, reach moksha. Why
By
not?
creating seams, it can be made possible. Seams are the glitches and malfunctions in the simulation. By tearing at the seams, moksha can be reached. By doing things that are beyond the comprehension of the designer, the design malfunctions, glitches and bugs are created. For example, one may stand on just one leg for decades, or try to roll across an entire continent. One may live on a bed of nails. Another might strike his head upon a pillar thousands of times.
Hold on.
I lack some critical context, not being Ryuki, to understand what the crap you're talking about.
What does this have to do with the HB case?
Like, an extremely reasonable question at this point in time, but, like, I love that Tokiko's just the type of character who's like, technically I'm answering that, but also I don't care that it doesn't make sense to you. Like, my whole job is to explain stuff to you, but frankly, I don't care if it makes any sense.
Is it not similarly bizarre? Perfectly slicing a body into a left and right half. Do you think the designer expected that such a thing could occur?
I mean, would the designer of this reality have created super thin bread cutting wire if that wasn't possible?
And I will have you know the HB case has a profound meaning.
Is it love?
The intersection between the warp and weft. That's where the seam can occur.
I don't understand any of this.
She does the hand sign again, like an actual lunatic. I'm so glad, like, I can't tell you how glad I am that Tokiko's alive. And, like, for the record, I've never lost faith that since that moment, she just, like, made the creepiest face in the world, was like, if I die, I'll just be alive again. I was like, she's gonna be alive again, and it's not gonna be a big deal. And here she is, alive again, 6 years later, and it's not a big deal. Oh, for some reason, when she, like, moved her hands, I thought she was gonna, like, start talking again. So Jin Fudore was your son?
Yes. The child I worked so hard to bring into this world.
That frankly feels like a curveball. The jury's still out on whether that's dumb or clever yet.
Jin's father is.
The director of
This
the
lizard
Research
man.
Institute, Chikara Horadori.
Yes. I will never forget what Chikara said when Jin was born.
Oh, hang on. What 8-letter word did he say?
This child can conquer death. He is omniscient.
That's 10 letters. That's not the right number of letters. I believe you misremember it. I think you're mistaken. I mean, I'm gonna write that down in my line of guesses, even though it's not physically possible that that could be correct. I'm just gonna log that as information in my copybook.
He is the Almighty.
Oh, hang on. There it is. It's that one. Yeah. Just double
What is your
checking that's
relationship
actually
with
8
Terra?
letters, because I don't trust me.
Is he your son too? Answer me!
Is she answering any of our questions? A casual observer might wonder. I do believe we're not technically 6 years in the future. I think that may be true.
What?
I think the 6 years in the future might be a simulation within the supposed simulation, but I'm not certain of that. It feels very plausible, though.
You must not be aware of the amount of anesthesia I've endured over time.
I literally, I failed to clock the fact that it was supposed to be surprising that Terror just got up because of how absolutely dumb it seemed that we would have faith that he wouldn't just get up. I was just like, right, Terror walked in from the other room and she's like, "Nani?" And I'm like, oh, right, like, I'm supposed to think that's surprising. Okay. I've never read a book or watched a show or a movie or anything. I've literally never heard of media. I literally live the allegory of the cave. That is my existence. I'm surprised by this.
I have developed quite a resistance. Anyway, I never expected to see Dante here.
Yeah, he surprised a few of us, huh?
He continues to get on my nerves.
Really do hate that man.
To proceed with the plan, I'll need to get rid of him.
I mean, that was plan A to begin with, though, right?
Hey, what is this plan?
I think it's the Nirvana Initiative.
Nirvana Initiative.
Because everyone kept calling it a plan.
What is that?
Seams are small, but when many are aligned, they can be torn into a gaping hole.
You're like the avatar of nonsense.
In other words,
If we do things that are beyond the comprehension of the designer, simultaneously, all around the world, bugs will start appearing everywhere.
I mean, if part of your plan is just like jack everyone up on TC Purge, like you won't really be able to distinguish the glitches in reality from just like the flawed perception of people experiencing glitches from having a DNA virus or whatever.
this will lead all mankind to reach moksha, an emancipation from this fictional world.
Just out of curiosity, like, what's your theory as to what that looks like? Because even assuming this plan can and will work, is that necessarily a good thing that you want?
That is the Nirvana Initiative. The Nirvana Initiative is proceeding as planned. Humanity will eventually reach moksha. But unfortunately, the plan cannot be acted on immediately.
It's after business hours and a certain establishment is closed.
Preparations take time, which is why we need to get rid of you.
I mean, like, hypothetically, we've had, like, 6 years, right? That's kind of a lot of time. Oh, you want to kill me? I guess I should care about that.
Everyone like you.
This is like an actual end of the story, isn't it? Filthy little you know what? Like, it's actually, like, a little alarming how frequently this game makes references to rats. I feel like there's actually some greater meaning to this. To the whole rat noises thing that came up and seemed like an absolute non sequitur. I'm starting to think that it's like... It's like, it means something. This means something. Do I not die here? This feels like a place where I could, like, legitimately die.
Squeak, squeak.
How come, like, Date's, like, an actual competent person now? Oh no, the half of the mask came off because half bodies. Do you understand the motif of half? The half motif? It could be a lab rat thing. It could be, like, something a specific character said in the past or something. Is it Ryuki?
Jin.
It doesn't really look like Jin, but we've only ever seen Jin in, like, one specific photo.
Jin Furroway. Why? How? Jin Furroway's dead.
Yeah, Togiko's also, like, air quotes, dead, idiot.
I will never forget what Chikara said when Jin was born.
I don't know who's in charge of the flashbacks for the Somnium Files games, but, like, they need, like, mandated, like, maternity leave or something. Like, they need some time off. We were just here. This is almost as ridiculous as the time that, like, Pewter was like, hey, do you remember that time that I told you about, like, the origami killer? and like what he was really like, and then he flashbacks to the exact sentence that he recounted, is almost that dumb. Like it literally, like the display of the flashback, like literally just sort of pans the camera over. It's like, remember like 90 seconds ago when Tokiko was the only one standing there? In this exact spot we're still standing in?
This child can conquer death. He is omniscient. He is the Almighty.
Say it again in case people aren't on the lookout for the password to the computer in the bad Somnium.
What you have seen and heard cannot be shared with anyone.
Wow. It's really disorienting to hear him talk like a human.
If you do, I will kill her. I have an abundant amount of money.
Weird flex, but okay.
Even if I were to die, the assassins I've hired would still find her. Am I clear?
Wait.
Yeah, like we're definitely not Mizuki Prime. Like one heart incident immediately after
Snap out of it.
being like shocked by the future cattle prod or whatever. Like there's some plausible deniability that like it's a physiological reaction to that. 2 heart incidents with the same character in less than a day, like that's, I mean, we're definitely Tuxedo Mask right now. It's unclear to me at what point that exchange happened, which I think is a pivotal part of whether that's like a fun thing or a dumb thing, but here we are.
Dante, to the hospital.
But Tara's like right here.
I know. Damn it.
Man, we're such bad cops. Case unsolved. Interesting. Bad news for Vasco, because there's only one thing I could do right now, which is return to the past of the bad Somnium. Looking at in this image here, it's like Date and Mizuki and Tuxedo Mask. Like, what is happening in that corner there? Just some lights? Unclear. Whatever. Shrink. Shrink command. Alright, let's... I just... So badly do I not want to do this. See, this is why we can't pay out Will Vasco loses sanity just because we got through one Somnium. I wasn't sure when this was gonna happen, but I knew we were gonna have to go back. We have to go back, Kate! I hate that it gives me this prompt when I literally can't proceed in my current save file. Yes, go back and do the idiot thing. I agree, Kat. Assuming that all is correct and that we were just playing as Tuxedo Mask and not Mizuki Prime, it does ask the question of, like, how often when we thought we were playing as Mizuki were we instead Tuxedo Mask? And it doesn't seem like it can possibly be the case that it's 100% of the time, because Tuxedo Mask exists in the Mizuki era of history. Like, if you want to see the dialogue, go back and watch the other video. I'm not spending any more time in this terrible place than I need to. It's on YouTube. It's already been uploaded. It's been there for a minute. Skip! Destroy the restraints. Go hide behind some barrels.
He?
Iba?
But where?
Oh, and return in a weird direction. Hi. And he looks around, he does a jump scare, OMG, then he floods the room with toxic gas. Then I get control again.
No.
At some point, then I look up at the pipe,
An air duct.
and then I jump on it. Time zone, jump on it. That sucks up all the gas, and he's like, I'm gonna get you again.
We need to.
And then I do this, which inexplicably jumps me on top of the pipes and hides at the top of the room. And we skip. And he looks around and he doesn't look up, and then he starts typing on the computer and he puts a bunny in a thing. And then the first stealth section starts, which isn't as bad.
Huh? Yes, it was.
We did it.
I mean, we did it.
Huh? Guess it was not.
We cannot get this.
I wasn't even looking when that happened. Somnium sucks an egg. Can you picture that?
Isn't this one of?
Yes.
Can we do something?
4 chemicals. Let's use a timing. Yeah, because of the inconsistent way of the interface of this game, like, timies have, like, a weird reduced usefulness that's kind of difficult to articulate. So we ignore this, we go to the computer, we rewrite the program, then we get the prompt to put in the thing. Rewrite program, it's a big one, so we use the thing. Okay.
That rabbit, they were supporting one another as victims.
So she wanted to protect someone.
Strange.
What is?
Her objective. Chikara is already dead. There is no point in continuing to involve herself in this case.
Yeah, good point. She's still around. Is there another reason?
Huh? It reset.
If we enter the right...
What should I enter?
Do you remember what...
When my son was born, what was it I said about it? An 8-letter word.
Actually, let's talk really briefly about something unimportant that's actually kind of fun. Because of the way Terra's Somnium is structured, that it has, like, hard-coded, like, correct answers that lock the various things, and, like, the time limit, that doesn't exactly force you to restart the Somnium, but I think makes it reasonably likely that you won't do it in one shot, but that you can go back in time and then just magically know the correct answer, and it's kind of funny on the face of it. But if you think about it, that's also kind of like fraying the world or whatever, doing something that the designer thinks shouldn't be possible, is you just walk into a puzzle room and you stare at the door and you're like, I don't know, 215, and then just open it. That's like, I don't know if that's intentional, but that's like a nice little thematic rhyming something or other. I don't know what I'm talking about. Also, I still think the 8-letter password should be butthole. That's a better password.
What can that word be?
That...
He has not noticed me yet. But we have no time to waste. Let's try it.
I sure hope I don't have to do another stealth section when I put this in. Then I might retain my sanity for the duration of the stream. By the way, I can't actually remember if I explained this before or after I went live. I think it was after I was recording. But I put up a channel point bet for whether or not I would lose my sanity because last week's streams were so bad. That's why we're talking about it so much, if you missed that somehow. So yeah, we definitely just like frayed the world because it's getting all glitchy.
What's going on?
This is fine. I think these are the reactions of all the playtesters who had to do the stealth section at the end of the other branch.
What?
Okay, we did it. It looks like we're not doing the stealth thing. That's good news for me. Okay, I don't know what to do now. Key number 5. She was trying to uncover Chikara's experiments in order to protect children who went through what she did. Okay. Inspect.
This child is not moving.
Objection. Whether or not the child is well, they are absolutely moving. Look at them move. This is what moving looks like. Look at me ambulate!
My legs. My arms.
This is my exact reaction to having to play through the stealth section. Go back and watch. It's pretty much exactly this.
Chikara did this.
No.
Yeah, he pretty bad. I don't know why you'd question. Okay. We're just gonna go look at them. It's fine. She was trying to uncover Chikara's experiments in order to blank who went through what she... Wait. Hold on. Wait, what? Wait, we just had this key updated and it had all the text in it, and then it updated again and now it's missing one of the blanks. What happened there?
Another child over there.
Did we fray the game so badly that, like, it stopped functioning correctly?
Where?
They are slightly transparent, but odd. We cannot interact with them.
See, I'm glad you said that, because the fact that you, like, pointed out a specific child would immediately make me think I should go do that, but apparently I should not do that. I should go touch the other children's face, $5?
It is not looking good.
I don't feel like this is productive. Like, we're supposed to, like... Like, the name of this section of the Somnium suggests that we should be learning about the nature of the experiments, but we're kind of just looking at sad children. Like, it's super troubling, but it's just like, we just keep looking at sad children. We're not, like, gaining new information. We're just sort of traumatizing ourselves. Like, I don't fully understand, like, why. Like, super duper troubling. I agreed, Critwitch. Very troubling. Really long. This is really long. So either it's just like super troubling bad child news, or it's Halloween. Unclear. Now, currently it's Valentine's Day-ish. I think it's the 13th right now in the timeline. But like, these events could have happened at Halloween. Cat says, I almost think we're supposed to try and interact with the uninteractable entity. I think it's one of those cases where if I just do all the other interactables, then they'll appear and be the next thing to do. Kind of like in the first escape room segment from Terror Somnium, where you solve all the individual numbers and then, like, the naked person appears in the sphere with a 0 star on him.
What is going on with them?
This is only speculation, but there appears to be mental damage.
This is awful.
The Somnium did in fact cause me mental damage. That is accurate to say. She was trying to uncover Chikara's experiments in order to protect children who went through what she did. You think when we interact with the next one, we'll get an update and it won't have the first part, but it will have the in order to protect children thing?
Mizuki, that child is becoming a little more solid.
You're right. They are.
Hi, table child.
It hurts.
Something is wrong with their breathing.
They're in pain. They're even more clear now.
The more we investigate the child, the more tangible they become.
I'd say that's kind of a poor choice of words. They're becoming more tangible and thus probably less clear?
What is their relationship with the other children?
Here's one.
They're not moving.
This one is actually not moving, as opposed to the other one, which was moving a decent amount. Yeah, I mean, it's super bad here. I just, like, I don't know what my takeaway is supposed to be. Like, we're not learning anything. It's just, like, look at how super terrible this is. But, like, we already knew it was super terrible, right? Like, the description of every character that we know who's even, like, tangentially related to these experiments, like, it's bad. It's not new information. It's just upsetting to look at.
Is this anesthesia?
It's not what I got from that, but okay.
Mizuki, we can interact with that child again.
This is a first draft sentence. We never interacted with the child the first time. Because you told me not to. We probably changed that some way through the puzzle design process.
We should take a look.
Hey, Uchikoshi, you should, like, super hire me to just, like, test this stuff.
There does not appear to be a problem.
Wait. Those children from earlier.
Looks like Chikara's face is on the computer screen
My
again.
guess is they were all Chikara's test subjects.
No, what was your first clue?
How many children did he do this to?
I did it!
Yeah, he's definitely too happy about that, and also a lizard man.
No.
Hi.
This can't be happening. Chikara's experiment is almost complete.
We did it? Question mark? Go after the child.
Complete. Does that mean there's an immortal kid out there with eternal youth?
The child that got away earlier raises suspicion.
You're right, Ice Bunny. Sean. That must be our takeaway from this. Is that we're supposed to go after the origami killer even more than we were already.
Yeah, let's find them.
I mean, they ran this way. There's a
Yes.
binder.
The
Considering that I've
child's growth is heavily stunted.
done almost every single part of this Somnium as efficiently as possible, I have very little time left. I have 2 minutes left. I mean, I only have like one thing left to do, but like, it clearly burns through a ton of time. Is it Shoma? I do feel like Shoma is like, I think Shoma is directly part of the Nirvana Initiative. I'm not 100% sure why I'm so certain of that. But like, I do strongly feel like he is affiliated with like Tokiko. Maybe Chikara? It's unclear to me. So like, Chikara is supposedly part of the Order of Percent instead of Nizet laws. So like, even though like Tokiko's still alive and the Nirvana Initiative's happening and blah blah blah, like, it's not necessarily the case that he's working with them. He may literally be dead, but he may not be. I don't know. But like, we do know that Shoma's one-wheeled robot likely had something to do with placing one of the bodies, even though it's not clear why that would necessarily be the case. But like, we have strong reason to suspect that, and just that fact alone sort of suggests some amount of complicitness. Even though when we asked Shoma about it, I was response to him basically saying like, I don't know what happened to my robot, I can't find it. She's like, he seems to be telling the truth. Earbud thing. Stupid. It is an interesting point, though, that if Shoma was the result of the experiment, it would explain why he, like, literally hasn't
chase
aged
after
in
them.
a comical and notable way that the game fails to address otherwise. But I almost feel like that's giving the game too much credit. I mean, we'll find out, presumably, at some point. Are you facing me in a weird direction? Yeah, there's like not a lot of leeway to finish this one. It's pretty annoying.
Another one.
DJ Khaled?
In fact, he has not significantly changed in appearance in over 6 years.
God, it really is Shoma, huh? I thought he had more to do with planning the thing than him just being the result of the experiment. I mean, we knew he was experimented on, but he seemed really upset about it. I thought he was gonna be closer to, like, Gen or someone. But despite the fact that we know who Terror is, I'm pretty sure it's DJ Khaled.
Could it be?
But, like, were this true, it would be more interesting if the game didn't pretend that weren't true.
He is currently 18 years old. The sole success of Chikara's experiments.
Hey, buddy, where'd we record that line read? Was it in an actual medieval dungeon? This doesn't give me much confidence in the game, frankly. I feel like my long-standing theory that all of the corpses that have been found are clones created by the Horodori Institute is, like, definitely gonna be correct now, but the game's gonna act as though, like, that should be a big surprise to me, and not something I thought extremely early on.
I had a dream.
So, like, weren't you saying... Haven't you, like, muttered under your breath for a while now that you were looking for him, and presumably that would mean Shoma, who, like, in the past, like, definitely wasn't hiding, and in fact, 6 years ago, you, like, participated in the QuickTime melee to save him from the scientist with too many voice actors, and thus, like, you knew where he was and could have interacted something, like... What was your overarching plan that, like, you couldn't have enacted on it, like, much sooner?
Oh?
It wasn't a good dream.
Maybe you're tired.
It was a dream about you. Can we talk about something?
Wasn't this room made for that? Or is this a karaoke room?
I think it's that one. How you doing?
Don't worry about my heart. As long as I don't push myself too hard, I'll be fine.
About the
As I
research.
told you before, I was created by having my genome rearranged. And I'm not the only one born this way. All for Chikara's research of eternal youth and life. Many children were used for his research. Chikara Horodori. After many years of insanity, his research is nearly complete.
So you're suggesting that, assuming the timeline is at face value 6 years to pass since the half-body killings and all that, that he was still working on it all this time, even though it sounds like you were close with Shoma in your youth and he's not aged in 6 years?
It's been decades. And finally...
What do you mean by nearly?
He couldn't completely stop the aging process, but he was able to slow it to a crawl. I'm sure Chikara was content with that success, because through that, he was able to achieve something far more difficult.
He programmed his VCR?
What?
Slowing down the aging process wasn't only achieved by modifying the genomes of fertilized embryos. Chikara was able to rearrange the DNA of a fully matured adult.
I mean, that wouldn't be Shoma. He's like 12 or whatever.
After all, it wouldn't be as meaningful to him if he couldn't. No amount of research would allow him to turn back into an egg.
Why would he want that? I guess because if it required to happen at Kitsa... It just feels like that's a weird way to say that. Or... I don't have the positions of these memorized as well as I should do. Yeah, someone figured it out. Someone beat me to it. Struggling to find that. I feel like we're just picturing an egg.
Can you tell me one last thing? In the dream, the last thing I saw was a boy I know well. Is he also a victim of the research?
Yes.
Shoma Enda.
Are we supposed to take away from this that, like, going down this path, we don't figure out that that person is important to Tuxedo Mask? That feels
The
dumb.
lone success of the research. He's cursed with eternal youth and life.
I mean, it does pretty much sucks to be, like, 12 forever. I mean, eventually he'll be, like, an adult, but it seems like a really crappy... That seems like the result of a genie wish is what that sounds like. Eternal puberty. Of arms and of man. Are we going to meet someone who has extremely long arms? Is Shoma just in his house? Hey, look, he actually is.
The Kotatsu.
Hmm?
Didn't I tell you not to just get under the Kotatsu without permission?
I don't remember being a responsible person who cares about other people's feelings.
You did?
Yes, I did.
I don't think I was here for that.
Oh, are you angry? Your temper is as hot as the Kotatsu.
Can you leave?
No.
Why not?
Because Kotatsus are made for 2 people.
They look like they're made for 4 people. They only serve 2 people? I don't know Japan very well. Also, that's a weird answer. Let's wink sync with this guy.
You are young, but remarkably intelligent for your age.
That's probably because he's
I
actually
believe
like
you can
30.
comprehend the teachings of Nyes. This world which you have lost all faith in is a false one.
So yeah, because this isn't the extremely stupid end where we just like pretend that terror doesn't exist and we reconcile him with Komeiji and they live happily ever after, presumably he's just been essentially a cultist of Nyes at Laws the whole time, right?
By reaching the real world through moksha, you can rid
dumbest
yourself
crap
of
in the
all
world.
your complications and concerns.
Give chocolate. I took some chocolate out of my pocket and handed it to Shoma.
Chocolate?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's Valentine's Day today, isn't it?
Money.
That's weird. I feel like you gave me the same chocolate before, Mizuki.
Stop fraying the universe.
I did? Yeah, that's strange. I don't remember.
Maybe it's deja vu.
Are we gonna get like TC Purge graphical errors?
Anyway, thank you.
About your body. I feel like that's the perfect way to approach Valentine's Day. Is to hand someone that you care about chocolate and then say, about your body.
Mizuki, couldn't you be a little more delicate?
Isn't that where they sell sandwiches and stuff?
No, but at least I understand the joke. Yeah, like this is the thing, right? Neko asks, how old is Mizuki? Mizuki is currently 18 and has changed character model in the 6 years since she was 12 and roughly the same age as Shoma, who has changed none amount in that time, and the game just asks you to assume that's normal when it goes out of its way to make sure that like everyone's character model changes. Like everyone looks different after 6 years have passed. It's dumb. Like, I know, like, I get how it's supposed to be a cool reveal, but it's like, no, like, you look at him and you're like, wait, he hasn't aged in 6 years. And then they're like, haha, he didn't age in 6 years. I'm like, I know, that's like the first thing I thought when I saw him.
So you found out about the genome research somehow.
Yeah. But it's okay. I'm the same as you.
I don't think I agree. Sarah says that's good foreshadowing. It is foreshadowing, but like, it asks you, it's like gaslighting is what it is. It like presents you with something that appears on its face to be obvious, and then tells you, no, that thing isn't true. And then you're like, all right, fine. Like, I'll suspend my disbelief. And then they're like, haha, it was true all along. And I'm like, then, like, why did you lie about it? Like, I don't know. I just, like, I don't... Like, I get it. I get where they're coming from, and I get what is cool about that. But, like, it just seems so obvious that for them to try and convince me otherwise is just, like, not quite mean-spirited, but something bordering on that.
What?
It's like narrative dishonesty. Like, the game, like, lies to you.
I was also a result of genome experiments. Though I was experimented on when I was still an embryo.
I see.
You don't seem surprised.
I know about your superhuman strength, Mizuki. If anything, I was kind of expecting it.
You lonely? Sad?
About what?
You're living by yourself, right?
I'm okay. My big sister comes to visit all the time.
Huh? You have a big sister?
Actually, yeah, Castle Ark says, foreshadowing doesn't make a story good. And yeah, in and of itself, it doesn't. But that kind of reminds me, I was talking a little bit last week about how I had started watching Star Trek Picard, which I've now watched both of the available seasons. And like, there's something a little bit similar, actually, in that story, where like the first episode introduces this villain, and like includes these like seemingly random and nonsensical elements that don't like fit with what's going on. And then like the whole season passes, and then like they somehow end up right back where they started, and then they sort of like explain what was going on in the beginning, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, there's foreshadowing because like it gives you hints the first time around, but like the fact that it happened at all, like, literally doesn't make any sense if you actually, like, think about anything at all. Nico says, if he's 18, how old is his big sister? I don't know, because they hide her from us. He says she's super important to him after, like, a whole bunch of in-game hours pass and we barely mentioned her existence.
Oh, I didn't tell you? You know her.
I do? Who is it?
Amame Doi.
What? Okay. I had concerns going into the stream that we were going to just start making stuff up, and I think we're there now. I think we're just making stuff up now. Okay, so that tracks... So Mame said that her father died 6 years ago, which, assuming that's relevant to the plot of the game, means that her father could only be one of two people. Chikara or Komeiji. So, I guess her father is Komeiji? Which is literally the most upsetting thing I've ever heard of. That I've ever conceived. That's the worst. That's the worst thing that's ever happened. Sarah says, I mean, they are
Daddy
crazy
does
poor.
not approve.
Yes, so, like, I guess it's... This isn't quite the same level of dishonesty as just lying about the fact that the character hasn't aged in 6 years. But, like, there's something kind of, like, frustrating to me about the fact that, like, Amame talks about her mother. Not, like, a lot, but she talks about her mother early on in this game, and, like, kind of implies that she has, like, a gambling problem, which, like, hints that it might be Boss, because Boss is explicitly stated to have a gambling problem in this game. But, like, she doesn't talk about her dad until, like, closer to now, when it doesn't, like, disrupt the carefully planned obfuscation of the family tree. But, like, here's the other thing is, like, so yeah, they're like super poor or whatever. Like they've established that at a couple different angles. Like Amami talks about like not being well off and like needing the money from her job and like don't tell school about it or whatever. And like you see Komeiji and Shoma's lifestyle and it's not great. But like how do they never spend time in the same like room together? Or like act like family? Like you go to his house like kind of a lot and you talk to Amame like all the time? And sometimes you ask about Shoma and like that doesn't like strike a red flag with her or anything? Like it's just it feels a little dishonest. It feels like you have to twist plausibility in order to like conceal that fact. It doesn't feel like a super cool reveal when it's like you had to like stretch the behavior of all the characters to make it happen a little bit.
What? You're her little brother? Is it that surprising?
In the context of the game, yeah, but like not in a good way.
Well, our parents divorced and we have different last names, so I guess you wouldn't know.
But like he also says that like she's the most important person in the world to him and spends no time with her, and we spend like a not insignificant amount of time with both of these characters. It just feels like that would have accidentally happened at some point. Gene therapy.
I know about machine engineering, but not gene engineering. So I don't know too much about the details, but I do know that it works. My body is proof of that.
Why do you have to have that gross look on your face when you talk about your body that way?
You suspected something was off, didn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't know about the experiments.
Mizuki, you're different, you know?
How so?
You treat me like a normal person.
But like, why wouldn't she?
Even now that you know. The other kids at school weren't like you. They were creeped out by me. They avoided me, made fun of me. I was picked on pretty badly. I remember they ripped up one of my textbooks.
So that's why you ditched school and dropped out.
Delicate.
Sorry.
About yesterday's rocket.
Yeah. I saw online there was some kind of scene.
I heard it was nice. You know anything about it?
No, nothing. The internet thinks it might have to do with something called the Nirvana Initiative, but I don't know anything about it. Tokiko didn't tell me anything either.
Were you close with Tokiko?
I don't really know. She looked out for me, but of all of us who cracked the BATS 490 code, I was the youngest.
Oh. Where did the code point to anyway?
The cathedral beneath the Nice Japan building. Well, technically the staircase above it. You head down the spiral staircase to reach the cathedral.
Feels weird that there's like a direct egress from like street level to the secret cult cathedral, but sure.
6 years ago, I cracked the code and met Tokiko there. She taught me about Nice and its ideology.
And you converted on the spot.
Yeah.
I really like Kool-Aid.
Oh, right. About Tokiko. I also remember this from 6 years ago. I went to the cathedral like normal, and I saw her past the altar. She had her back to me, so she didn't notice me. I only saw her from behind, but I could tell she was concentrating on something.
Was it making this gesture with her hands? Was it this? Was she doing this?
I didn't want to interrupt by saying something, so I walked up behind her. That was when she noticed me. She put away what she was looking at. I think it was some kind of file. She seemed caught off guard. There was a small safe back there. She put whatever she was looking at in there, closed it, and told me...
What you just saw, you cannot tell anyone, under any circumstances.
Which is why I'm telling you right now.
Or else there will be consequences. Do you understand?
I was surprised.
Was it the instructions on how to program a VCR?
She never threatened me like that before. Guess whatever she was looking at was really important. Something she didn't want anyone to know.
So that's located in a hidden safe behind the altar at the cathedral?
I mean, it's been 6 years since the roof caved in. It's not guaranteed to still be there.
Yeah, this could be an important lead.
Right. I have to go look.
But that place was destroyed in the explosion 6 years ago.
Are none of us concerned about the consequences she very clearly intimated?
Oh, right. The staircase collapsed too.
I told Shoma that even if we wanted to, we couldn't get in there now. He answered without hesitation.
That shouldn't be a problem. There's another entrance.
The elevator. The tungsten elevator.
Another entrance?
But, like, isn't there security to keep people from getting in the building or whatever? And so we headed to the coordinates that Shoma gave us. Oh, there's like another entrance.
What is this?
Wow, there sure are a lot of locks on that. If only we knew some sort of master of unlocking.
It is locked quite securely.
This wasn't here 6 years ago.
But that was a different staircase, wasn't it?
Right.
I attempted X-ray mode, but this door is made of dense material.
Is it
The
tungsten?
locks are a special alloy. I don't even think your monster strength could get through it.
If only we knew some sort of master of unlocking.
Any other entrances?
Unknown.
Damn.
At the very least, there are no other entrances shown on the blueprints.
If only we knew some sort of master of unlocking.
Then what do we do?
I swear to God.
If only we knew someone good at lockpicking.
You are literally killing me, game.
I know. Lian.
Why did you have to think about that? Because Mizuki doesn't actually know, or was it Tuxedo Mask present when they stormed the cathedral? It's hard to say. The unanswered question as to, like... Well, no, I guess Mizuki still didn't have Aiba back then. Date had Aiba at the incident of the cathedral. We'd obviously already had interactions with Tuxedo Mask. We don't really know why Tuxedo Mask is mad at Ryuki. Unless some of this is, like, out of order. Like, if Tuxedo Mask was, like, mad at Ryuki and, like, punched him unconscious because he betrayed her when she was being Mizuki, even though, like, effect and then cause? I called the end right away, but either his phone was out of battery or turned off. Why does this happen all the time? There's nothing else to do but look for it with Aiba. Some time passed. I'm kind of sick of this narrative device, to be honest with you. It's, like, it can be used sparingly, but, like, the fact that, like, a really high percentage of investigation days in this game are spent, like, looking for one person and just, like, randomly visiting locations and then, like, eventually finding them at some place other than every place we've checked. Like, we've done it. We've done it now. Why are there so many, like, ghost
Lian
people
is
everywhere?
at this park?
He's always at this park. Like, 80% of the time.
He should be, yes. The last cellular signal pings from his phone make it likely that he is here.
Wait, why did we imply we had to look from a bunch of places if we're now checking, like, the first place we should look for?
But I don't see him.
Yeah, this feels like a failure of planning.
But Kizuna is over there.
What? Where is she? Chat, do you see Swiper the Fox? I don't. Ah, well that would explain it.
Right. Let's go. Yoo-hoo! Kizzy! Kizzy?
I've learned a bunch of troubling things. Have you also done that?
Oh, big sis.
What are you doing here?
I was looking for Leon. Kizzy, you don't seem well. Are you okay?
Yes, I am fine.
If you say so. Do you know where Leon is?
She's not wearing her shoes!
He went to go buy a drink at the vending machine.
But he's not there.
Oh, were you on a date? Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude.
I don't think that's what's happening. How's it going?
Well,
You started officially dating yesterday, so I was wondering...
Dating? It's been 6 years and she accepted the engagement shoes. Be engaged, bro.
Kizzy seems a little off. She was smiling and happy yesterday.
Yeah, but that's not the neutral state of any character in this game, because they're all relatable to me, a broken person named Vasco.
perhaps she has an upset stomach.
That's probably it.
Sorry, Kizzy.
Wait, he was here the whole time, and we, like, failed to detect him with our super advanced AI companion? Cool.
The vending machine over there can't do e-payments. And it's out of change, so I couldn't use a 1,000 yen bill. What a hassle. Oh, Mizuki, when did you get here?
Nah, he wasn't here. He was unlocking something sketchy, like Gen's freezer or something.
I've been here a while.
This is a familiar cliche.
Well, what are you doing here?
Oh,
I need you to unlock, like, several locks.
Oh, sorry. I can't accept chocolate from you.
That's fun and all, but no, I need you to do, like, a crime.
This year, I'm only gonna accept it from Kizzy.
That, totally fine. Completely fine. Please do crime for me.
Not that anyone gave me chocolate last year.
I'm sorry that happened, but would you do a crime for me?
Kizzy hasn't given me any either.
This is a good, healthy relationship for everyone.
But who cares?
I care more about the crime, if you wouldn't mind doing one for me.
Time I spend with Kizzy is more valuable than any chocolate.
Probably accurate, but getting back to that crime I mentioned earlier.
Leon, I apologize.
Wait, what's happening?
Huh?
I cannot see you anymore.
Okay, something bad is happening.
Can't see me? Something wrong with your eyesight, Kizzy?
Leon, I cannot be with you anymore.
Awkward. This couldn't have waited until I left and we did a crime together? Okay.
That is what I mean.
Kizzy, why?
Big sis, please do not say anything.
Nico says he's reminding me of myself and it's making me very sad. Yeah, I agree with that. I relate very strongly to Lien and his participation in relationships. At pretty much every stage this game has presented it, I've been like, yes, correct, been there. Which should tell you something, because it's not going great for the poor guy. He deserves better, but I don't know if he's gonna get it. Hopefully he'll help us with that crime, though.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, in this timeline, clearly, like, some sort of blackmail or something is happening. Like, this is weird.
Yes.
Babe? But why all of a sudden?
I do not like you anymore.
That's not a particularly plausible reason.
I do not even want to see your face.
Kizzy.
I came here today to tell you, please forget about me. You deserve happiness.
But the lyrics to the Breakfast Club's closing theme song have me all confused now. Should I or should I not forget about you?
Goodbye.
Hey, I know that you're having literally the worst day of your life. Would you help me commit a crime or two? Maybe a few? A crime or a few?
Kizzy, what?
Probably would have been better to ask that while she was still here.
Excuse me, good sir.
Is that the cab driver? It
You're the
sure
man
is.
They call Leon, correct?
For some reason?
Yes, I am. But...
Oh, I know. This is a Western Union letter from Doc Brown, right?
This is from Ryuki Chieda.
Oh god, is it a large sum of money?
He told me to give you this.
He did?
Now that that's done, I'll be leaving.
Okay, bye. I'm glad that voice actor got some more work, I guess. This is great. That'd be good too, Neko. The captain just walks up. Are you the one they call Lien? Here is some chocolate. Happy Valentine's Day. Now you can't say you never got any. Yeah, it is indeed a large sum of money. Now, the question is that a coincidence or is that related? Because it kind of seems unrelated to me. It seems like Riichi Chieda, like, obviously doesn't like this guy because he's, like, kind of a jerk. So, like, he would try to pay him off. Like, that tracks. But, like, if that were the case, it probably wouldn't also be necessary to have Kizuna be like, I don't want to see your dumb face anymore. Please forget about me.
Cash.
I am going to become the Joker.
So this is breakup money, huh? So that's it. That's what he thinks of me. Damn it. Damn it.
He thinks she knew about that? It didn't even happen yet. Have cause and effect just inverted now? Am I lost?
I don't want this garbage.
Lien.
It probably would have been better to, like, give that back. At least in terms of, like, a gesture. Than to, like, throw it. Like, I know he's upset. I'm not gonna question that. But, like, rather than just, like, throw a bunch of money around. Like, it feels like it would have been good to just be like, I won't accept it. Or whatever.
Can you leave me alone?
But, again, I know that it's a bad time, but I do need to commit some crimes right now.
Mizuki, don't let your emotions get in the way. Our job is the investigation.
I know. Lien, listen. I hate to ask you now, but I need a favor.
I'm not picking any more locks.
What about several more locks?
What?
I'm done. I'm not opening locks for anyone anymore.
Is this supposed to be a direct result of something he's done? He opened something, maybe Gen's freezer, and found out something he wasn't supposed to know, and Kizuna found out about it, and it caused problems?
Why not?
I don't want to go back to that world. Don't you understand? I don't want to be a criminal anymore.
Mizuki.
Got it.
Hey, would you mind going in the sync machine and letting me experience how to pick locks with your brain or something?
Well, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, this is the same one from the other branch, right?
If you knew, you wouldn't have asked me to open the lock.
So why did this go so much worse this time?
And see what's inside.
This is, this is the type of stuff I really like from non-linear narrative stuff. It was like the thing that got me hooked on, like, 999. Is like finding the first ending and it was just, like, completely insane. And I'm like, I don't understand what that means, but I want to.
What the? This must be for the HP case.
I don't think he said that yesterday, even though otherwise the circumstances seem the same.
Why is this here?
Did he say that? I just
The
don't
HB
remember.
case? Indeed. So it went like this. Lien picked a lock for someone, and what he found was related to the HB case somehow. Yes, it seems so. Ivo, we're changing priorities.
We're gonna sync with the
We'll
end?
worry about that staircase later. First, we need to get into Lien's head. Yes, let's sync with him.
I don't know how we're gonna get him to consent to do that, because we kind of care about that sometimes now. Sometimes we kind of care about that sometimes. Holy crap, Boss and Pewter are here somehow for some reason this time. Does that mean something?
Damn, Mizuki, you can be pretty ruthless.
I won't accept that coming from you.
I know it's for the investigation, but you detained your friend who was just dumped.
Yeah, but I also, like, drugged him unconscious, so he won't be mad about it until much later. Also, what was he gonna do? Go get drunk? Even though he's been drinking non-alcoholic beer this whole time? I feel like this might have been for the best. Sort of, maybe. Not really. Probably not. Yeah, I agree, Crit Twitch. Her tone is more like eating popcorn while, like, the drama happens instead of, like, actually criticizing directly.
I don't want to hear it from you, boss. I'm going to take care of Kizzy later.
Kat says, I think Leanne having actual info convinced Boss this was okay. But the problem with that is, like, that doesn't... We haven't in the past intentionally, like, tried to use the sync machine without them there. Like, there have been, I think, at least 2 times in the past where, like, we just, like, were using the sync machine and they just weren't there. It's not like we were like, if we go now, like, Boss can't say anything about it. It was just like we went there and they weren't there and there was no explanation. At least one of the times, Mizuki was even like, where are you guys? I could really use your help or something.
If you play your cards right, you should be able to fix the situation.
That's a stupid thing to say, Pewter. That's really dumb.
The fact that he was paid off means that Kizuna was probably not genuinely upset with him.
Right, but, like, the problem seemed to be cut deep. Also, like I said, it doesn't actually make a lot... I mean, I guess it could have been her dad who pressured her to break up with him, and then he sent the payment, but, like, again, it just doesn't feel necessary to do both. If you want to break them up, don't you usually, like, go behind the kid's back and offer the money to the person?
Anyway, I'll take care of that on my end.
What on earth do you mean? What could you possibly mean by that?
Take care of it?
You just focus on the sink.
No, now I'm really worried about it. Now I really super think that we should not do this and we should instead worry about that problem.
He must have seen something crucial to the HB case, right?
Yeah, but like...
Probably.
Go find out what that was.
Mizuki, I'm sure you already know this.
Yeah, like 35 minutes or whatever.
Right. No more than an hour of syncing at a time.
That's what it was, an hour.
Okay, maybe you don't already know. 1/10 of that, 6 minutes.
I know. I was kidding, jeez.
Now, let's begin. Good luck.
I'm gonna decide if I want to do this now or tomorrow. Jamming a second sync in has historically not gone well. Hello, game? Okay, the park, that tracks. Oh, and, it's the dawn of the first day. This is cool and good, right? I think this will be fine. Terminal velocity still exists, right? So we can't go any faster.
Hey, what's going on? I'm gonna die! Okay. Well, thanks for everything, Iva.
That's not how most of the forces of the physical world work.
Huh? Did I die?
Yeah, you must be dead. You're floating.
It's a giant keyhole in the sky. It's definitely Kingdom Hearts now.
You're right. I suppose I can float in this somnium. This is
Crap.
interesting.
That means we have to swim again. I knew it wasn't gonna be just one somnium.
Is it?
I have little experience in this regard. It happens quite often, once in a while.
50% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
Which is it? Quite often or once in a while?
It depends on the mental state of the subject of the sync. This is Leon's dreamscape.
I think I remember him telling me it was always his dream to fly.
You know, he did literally say that, huh?
Sometimes a person's wants show up in their dreams, especially the more straightforward types, like Leon.
I have to say, though, after having done like a ton of Somniums in 2 games, it feels really weird and late to try and bring this up. It feels like this would have been a really natural thing to construct, like, the majority of Somniums around was like a dreamscape based on people's desires, and then like learning from that. But instead, everyone is always having like an eternal existential crisis, which is a choice. Oh, that's a big key or something. Okay. This feels like this is gonna be bad.
This is Yoyagi Park, right?
Arguably.
It appears to be, though it is different in many ways.
You are like super not being helpful right now, Iva.
Somnium scan, activate.
Okay, I think because this feels like this is going to be a swimming thing. I know that she said flying, but I'm pretty sure the mechanics are going to be the same as the swimming. Trying to like fit a whole swimming somnium in at the end of this stream feels like a bad idea. So I think we'll do this tomorrow. If this was a normal somnium, I might chance it, even though that has not been going well for me lately. But I don't think I can do that. I think that will be a bad time. Can try out flying to see if it feels better.
Oh,
yeah, but then like I quietly live in fear of the first game has a known bug where if you save in a specific somnium, it corrupts your save file. And I don't know that to be true of this game, and I would like to believe that doesn't exist in this game, but I've been trying not to do that. Not just because, like, it's a little bit... There's only one save file in this game. The first game has multiple save file options, but this game does not. So, like, if I lost my save file, I would lose, like, 40 hours of progress. And again, I don't know that that's the case, but that feels like a really bad gamble. So, like, I'm not super into that. I've saved Insomnium once, but it was, like, during the middle of a stream. Well, yeah, yes, Demolition, that's the thing. The question is whether to push through or risk it. And I'm saying, risk it seems bad. I think I could... The process of uploading to the cloud would require such a disengagement from the game that, like, I might as well stop streaming anyway. Like, I think it would take enough time that I just wouldn't want to stay up long enough to do it. I'd have to, like, save, close out of the game, force the sync on the PS5, reopen the game, load the save file. It's a multi-step process. Yeah, it's the PS4 version on the PS5. Yeah, I don't trust this. Like, the literal last thing in the world I need is for this save file to get corrupted. Then we will definitely have an answer to will Vasco lose his sanity. Hold on. How you doing? What is the hottest animal? Answered this last time with the bat, I think. I'm gonna pick the turtle. It looks like a turtle head. It reminds me of something. Oh dear. I can't imagine what that might be. Okay. Me! A bunny. A bunny isn't one of the options. Unfortunately, we're playing SATs where there's only multiple choice answers. So first, which one of these is the managed prediction? I would say, despite everything, we came out ahead on this one. So, choose outcome. Everything's fine. Complete prediction. That's a pretty good payout rate. So this with the VIP for a day. I mean, you could definitely do that. It's still gonna be activatable tomorrow, which is a little awkward, but we'll see how that plays out in practice. This almost is convenient. Almost. How much did you win from that? That's the biggest multiplier we've ever had in this chat. Hey, I have no qualms about... People seem to be trying to defend themselves in the poll. The poll was created agnostically. I don't care. I don't care. You vote the way you want to vote. Got like 8,000. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good multiplier. And the poll will be active again tomorrow, and probably for the remainder of the game, if we're being honest. Like, there were some things that I, like, didn't... That's cool, Angel. We're not gonna be on too much longer. Thanks for coming by and everything. I hope things turn around. Yeah, I mean, it's percentage-based. So, like, when everyone votes the same way, if you vote the other way, and that turns out, it's great. So, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific. We're gonna swim, fly, or whatever. We're probably gonna have a bad time. There's definitely some stuff I, like, didn't like in this segment, but it's not to the same extent. Like, the losing sanity, I have to, like, really just kind of, like, go mad. And that didn't happen, which is cool. But we'll see about tomorrow. Every Somnium in this game feels like a threat. It probably shouldn't, but it does. Oh, thank you, Ice Bunny. I like this shirt a lot. Also, if you haven't watched it, Disney Plus came out with a short series about Baymax. It's like 6, like 10-minute episodes, and the whole thing is just called Baymax! I think. It's very good. I liked it a lot. Demolition says, even though we're not done, do you have a better of the two? It's hard to say, and not just because we haven't finished this game yet, and I think that does probably have some bearing on it. The characters in this game are a lot better. The story of the first game is maybe better, maybe. Again, that's hard to say, not having finished this one. But, it's, like, told really badly and undersells the cool stuff, which, like, we're kind of doing again, I think. Like, this game has done a much better job of, like, putting a lot of threads out there to be like, ooh, but, like, what could this mean? And, like, the speculation is cool and fun. But, like, at the end of the day, like, as things are resolving, I'm like, oh, it's kind of like the first game, isn't it? Where, like, it's not actually that cool. Like, it's cool in theory, but it's not actually cool. It's like Lost. It's like the TV show Lost. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining. Let's find that secret Squirtle, huh? I see some guesses out there. I've hidden a Squirtle somewhere behind me. Couch is kind of full, huh? It's more full than I expected it to be. Do you like Banana Man? This came out good. Nico says, this game has Tama. It does, and Tama's very good, and it's definitely better than Aiba, which is, like, a little awkward. I think it's probably telling that they, like, basically recreated... They, like, tweaked the duo from the first game to be better, and they're, like, instantly more likable than the protagonists of the last game. It's like, yeah, because you didn't actually do that very good the first time. Are you in time for Squirtle? You are, Ditto. We're still guessing. Did I see a guess? Also high. So... Let's see. Guess behind... Baymax. Guess behind Triceratops. Behind the Great Ball. And behind the Crab. Always a good guess. Probably a disproportionately high return rate on guessing Carlos, I would imagine. Yeah, like, that's generally my feeling, Neko. Like, the problem with the first game is they have you spend all this time, like, both games have you spend a disproportionate amount of time just, like, hanging out with the characters, which I think sort of undermines the mystery thing a bit. Like, I get it, I get why they do it, it's, like, a valid choice. I think it undercuts the mystery, which is, like, the thing that's, like, truly cool about it. Like, the characters in this game are, like, mostly interesting to get to know, but, like, the last game, like, that just, like, really wasn't true. Like, they're mostly pretty insufferable for the most part. And, like, the thing that kind of sucks about it, too, is that, like, I think both games, again, speculating about the current one because we're not finished yet, but, like, it feels like both games have a very, like, legitimate and interesting mystery with, like, a cool hook to them. But, like, instead of, like, investigating it and, like, following through the plot threads and, like, learning things and chasing leads and stuff, you kind of just, like, wander around and be like, do you know where Shoma is? Do you see Swiper the Fox? And then at the end of the day, Swiper gives you a phone call, and then they're like, I don't know, go sync with someone. And then you sync with them and, like, learn something largely arbitrary, and then you look for Swiper the Fox again. Like, it's... Like, the first game kind of did it a lot, but it felt like there was more variety. This game, it feels like almost every investigation day is literally specifically that, and it's like, we have done this idea, I promise. I know that there's some, like, repetition of time elements in this game, but, like, you're just messing with me now. Like, we have done this a lot. It's not, like, a rhyme or a motif. It is just a thing we do every day. And it's not police work. Alright, let's go see if we can find that Squirtle and wrap this thing up, huh? And tomorrow... we'll probably go longer. It continues to astonish me that, like, no matter how much I try, I can't keep it so the end of a stream isn't a Somnium. It's weird. It just fluctuates how much time is between them so dramatically. Okay, it's time. We're here. I think... first guess was by Ceratops the Triceratops. And this time, he was hiding a big smiley face, not a Squirtle. It's really difficult to get that out of there without knocking a bunch of stuff off the couch. I could have planned this time. The guess behind the Great Ball, and back there is hiding Tiny Spider-Man. Not a Squirtle, unfortunately this time. Carlos, never the popular guess. This colossal little guy. He's a very good friend. He was concealing Squishy Winnie the Pooh. Unfortunately, again, not a Squirtle. Had a couple guesses of Baymax, and in fact, it turns out he was concealing the secret Squirtle. You know, I thought really hard about hiding the Squirtle with the visible Squirtle again, because I did it twice in a row last time, and I thought people wouldn't guess it, but I kind of thought Neko would assume that I'd do it again. So there you go. I think Ice Bunny was first to guess, and Ditto came in as well. Is that right? Reading is so hard. I missed the Giraffe Cat guess. How did I miss the Giraffe Cat guess? I don't know how I did that. Baby Yoda's back there. Neko says, no, I thought ahead and knew you'd think that. Ah, but I knew that you'd know that I knew that you'd know that. You did, Ice Bunny. Congratulations. Of course, locating the secret Squirtle is an omen of good luck in the week to come. So enjoy it, and the good fortune that comes with it. Which could also be represented by the Vasco Booty emote, which is a very good emote. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. We'll be back with more Nirvana Initiative tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Try to run a little bit longer. I hope the game doesn't just keep jamming Somniums back to back. It kind of feels like the game ran out of plot. We'll talk about this more tomorrow. The pacing of the game feels a little weird at this point. I'm glad you like it, Sarah. I don't know, I just sort of like tangled up Banana Man in Dreadbeard, and then he just actually held him there. Believe it or not, the Power Ranger is not structurally integral, which was shocking to me. But yeah, we'll figure out if this game knows what it's doing or if it's making it up as it's going along. It feels like the answer is both. But we'll check it out tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing you there if you're available. Otherwise, I'll catch you when I see you. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves and have a great time. Bye, everybody.